Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to another Darts Night on Twitch here at the FODL, the first online dart league, the FODL. I am your man Rob, aka Radar, kicking with you in the booth this evening, and we got more triple header action. We've had triple headers all week, but that's because we have like 48 people in the league now, so there's a lot of games to be played. We got 3 of them coming your way. We're a quadruple header away from being a dancing queen. Alpha, Bravo, Alpha, ABA, starting with the players you're about to see on your screen right now. It's going to be an A division matchup featuring Degrubs from Willowville, Ohio, last season finishing 7th in the FODL A division. Throwing with the 18-gram target Ricky Evans darts, hashtag duh. Going up against the Surgeon, who'll be starting his title defense. Sorry, I had that script written from last season. But, okay, so he was the runner-up last season after finishing 3rd in the regular season. He's still only got the 5 stars, so 5 championships to his credit. Out of Spring City, Pennsylvania, with 23-gram Windmow Mark Webster darts, hashtag got it. You know what they say, if you're going to take a shot at the king, you better take him out. Speaking of the king, he is tied for first right now. King Raj, you see there with the Jig, Shendo Slinger, and the Train, all with 5-4 victories over their opponents. So Surgeon Degrubs, Author, and Red Rascal, who you will see in our final matchup of the evening. We will be concluding Game Week 1, and we will get bonus points sorted out, see who starts to separate. Or let's see if we go to last leg decider in both of these matches tonight like the other ones have. Who knows? Who knows? Let's look at the schedule to see what the bonus points are looking like here in FODL A so far. King Raj with that stellar 9 mark on the 17s, despite losing leg to Dilly Dilly, who has that 3.67 MPR. King Raj came back in 501 with a 14 darter, and he's got the best checkout at only 80. It's only 80, and nobody's actually qualified for the high 501 throw yet with a minimum of 141. Going to the stats, since Dilly called me out for not using them last time, I actually did it. So, based on last season, that's not the right people. That might help. So let's try this again, because it's him and him. Let's go there, and let's find the other one now. Let's find the other one. Wrong people. Wrong people. Right division, wrong people, though. Now we got the stats correct on the screen. So I was called out, and I'm still going to fuck it up. How about that? So Surgeon was 4th best in the league in MPR last season with a 2.72. Degrubs was 7th. However, he was back at 2.40. It's pretty crazy, the spread, because at the top, you see there's a 0.3 difference between those two, between 4th and 7th. And then once you get to like 10th through 25th, it's about that same gap for 15 people. Miss percentages, 5% in favor of the Surgeon, 34-39. Treble and bullet percentage in favor of the Surgeon. Legs 1, opponent average. All that doesn't matter. This is all last season. This is just for frame of reference. In 501, it was also very close. Surgeon was 4th again. Degrubs was 6th, 58.82, 55.18. Surgeon, a little bit of an advantage in the first 9. Average finishes were very similar. Power scoring was all very similar. So it's just a matter of who's going to get there, who's going to double. As per the usual, 18 viewers have joined us so far in Twitch land, so we appreciate you joining us. As always, here at the FODL, we love having you here. We are here to please Scooter Magooch, Chatter09, Yo-Yo Dad, Congra Darts, and the Dave Little Toaster. It looks like Slappy Pappy T80 just jumping in there as well. If I missed anybody, I'm sorry. Keep talking in the chat, and your name will refresh here in the feed, and then I'll see you, and that's how that works. Degrubs is gifting subs right before we're getting ready to get started. It's an A division match with 9 total legs to be played. First 2 of cricket. The last 7 will be of 501. And it looks like Degrubs has won the cork. So if our players are ready to go, we will get it underway. Surgeon, are you ready?
Hell yeah.
Degrubs, are you ready?
Yep.
Both of our players are ready, which means it's time to get darts in the air. Get Thursday night's edition of Darts Night on Twitch started. Degrubs with darts in hand. Game on! And how about that start for Degrubs to get the fall season started for him? That's a 7 mark, 6 20s, and 118. So Degrubs coming after the Surgeon aggressively early. Surgeon's going to answer back. He'll get 4 19s, finding the treble bed with that final dart. Surgeon told me before the match he is on a mission to get his title back. He was not happy about losing the championship last season. So we'll see how he looks here in the early goings. Degrubs, 3 steady 19s will get that wedge closed. Surgeon going to have to move. Degrubs, Tier 1 sub was gifted to Foofy Pig Goat. That's an awesome. That's an incredible name. 2 18s for the Surgeon, so not yet able to get it closed. Degrubs, I'm guessing, was a stray on that first turn where he had gotten it, but that means he's only going to need 2 to close it. He'll get it with the first 2. And he'll drop down to the 17s. Oh, he's going for a bull. Interesting. Interesting. He went for the only target where he couldn't match the bonus point. Strategy. These things will happen in the cricket. There's 2 17s for the Surgeon, so again, he has not yet found another place to score since finding that treble 19. Degrubs has been steadily working his way down, getting him close. He's going to pick up the pace, though. And he's going to tie it. So I talked a little bit of smack about it earlier. He said strategy about the winning the leg. He changes this time, and Degrubs is going to match with a 9 mark, and it's a devastating 9 mark at this point in the match. 17s, 16s, and 15s are all closed, and the Surgeon only has the bull remaining. He's going to get a stray 18, couple stray 18s. Only one of them is going to count, so he's going to get that wedge closed. But Degrubs, 5.3 to the bull, looking to button this thing up. He'll get a single with his last dart. Dilly was talking a little bit of trash himself last night on his cast, saying that he felt his bonus point was safe after it was not gotten by the train or left hand last night. But Degrubs is putting the pressure on that one. Surgeon single 20. Degrubs needs 2 in the center. Do it with 2 green bits or 1 red bit. There's 1 green. Can he finish it with a 3rd? He'll do it with the bullseye! Game shot and the leg to Degrubs, and he's going to finish with over a 4.0 MPR. Get that season started. It's a 4.2. Magnificent darts for Degrubs as he takes the lead 1-0 with the hold of throw. Surgeon going to have darts in hand for the second leg. Game on! The chat going crazy with that one. Dave Little Toaster said what he went for the bull, should have gone for the 9. Slap Pappy says, aha, radar. Slap Pappy, sex. Dave Little Toaster, there it is. Train photo, OMFG. Dave Little Toaster, filthy. And another opening 6 mark for Degrubs, locked in here in cricket. Got some new viewers, it looks like. Fred Greenhouse says, go Surgeon, as is Physiatra. Thank you for joining. Both of those 2 in the chat appear to be on the Surgeon's rail. Chatter09, 4.2, OMG, great start. Blademouth 5 throwing out the dead Dilly emote. Definitely dead Dilly emote going on right now.
3.
There's 3 18s for Degrubs, so he's trailing a little bit in points, but now he's got 2 wedges to the Surgeon's 1. So we'll see how the Surgeon likes play it. It looks like he was going for the 19s first, going back up to 20s for more points. He'll get 2 tacked on. Once again, Degrubs just in fuego coming out the gate here in cricket. Now he will go back for points. But he may get a little bit aggressive potentially here if he's able to get the point lead, knowing that he's got 2 wedges. Just the 2 19s. Thought he may have had it, but was blocked out from his vantage point, but it was just above that treble. And once again, Surgeon coming up just right of his target, finding a next door neighbor treble on that 19. And again, with Surgeon's camera angle, it's coming in from a little bit of the top left looking down, as most players are either pretty level or even looking up. There's a single 19 from the Surgeon. So his darts may actually lean a little bit to the right, so that 5 there could have potentially blocked out the Surgeon's look at the 20, where there was a little hesitation on that 3rd dart. May have trying to find a way to get around it, but Degrubs is going to punish with 4 19s. And he's going to force Surgeon now to go back up for points. Well, Surgeon does for a turn, but then drops down, so single 20, but he does get the 19s close, but he's trailing by 51. Degrubs already has the 18s close. Degrubs now, he is going after the 20. He's got the first two in. Oh, but the third is the one that he cannot find. All he needed was the fat part of the wedge there, but couldn't connect, and the Surgeon with immediate punishment with his first dart. Just the treble 20, though. It looked like he may have tried to go to the 18s with the second. It was pretty much split in the difference between 20 and 18. So a slight lead. And Degrubs doing what he did last time. So he's trailing, but he's going for another wedge, and he'll open it. So he gets the 17s closed. He's also still just one mark away from closing off the 20s. So forcing the Surgeon to really think about what he wants to do strategically here. A single 20 comes in for the Surgeon. He started on the 18s, moved back over to 20s. Big Man Bearded joined the chat. Thanks very much. Slinger 180 in there as well, saying, evenings, ladies.
2 and 1.
And Degrubs will get two 17s, and now he will close off the 20s. And now Degrubs with a big handle on this leg. He's got two wedges closed. The Surgeon's going to have to find somewhere else to go. But he opens the 16s immediately. He'll get 5 of them, so he will reclaim the point lead at this juncture. 5 16s get back into it. However, going to need some help. Going to need Degrubs maybe to slack off, but he's getting a little bit of that there. Just a single 16 for Degrubs, so not a whole lot there. Surgeon with 2 wedges to close. He's going after it. He loves to be aggressive. And he went for the hero dart, was just above that treble 17, hit 4 18s, only going to count for 3, single 17 as well, and now there is some pressure being applied to Degrubs. Looked like he was in good shape with that last single mark visit. Really throw a monkey wrench in. Degrubs is going to get 2 and 1 himself, so 2 17s to get back on top. 1 16, he's 1 away from closing off the wedge. Back to the Surgeon. There's a single 16. Surgeon looking to close 17s. He's going to be able to do it with the third dart, so Surgeon has battled his way back here, takes the point lead by 9, and has closed off both of Degrubs' scoring opportunities. Degrubs now working on 15s. Only getting a single, though. Maybe feeling this one slip through his fingers a little bit as momentum shifting to the right side of the screen. And Surgeon, a huge first dart. Treble 15, moving to the bull. And it's going to be a 5-mark visit from the Surgeon. Treble 15 and 2 in the green bit in the 25. He is 1 mark away all of a sudden from winning this leg after looking dead in the water. The heart of a champion, even if he wasn't last season's champion. Degrubs' stray 16 will get it closed, but he needs points. Surgeon needs 1. And he'll do it with a bullseye flourish himself. Game shot. And the leg to the Surgeon, roaring back in the second half of that cricket leg to level the match at 1 apiece, splitting the cricket portion, holding both throws. Match hasn't started yet. Maybe we'll get a match start in 5:01 if we get a break. Degrubs with darts in hand. Game on. A 40 score to start off for Degrubs. Looking in the chat, some discussion about the strategy, about taunting your opponent to smash treble 20, daring him to get points. It looked like it was working in that first leg for Degrubs, but the strategy did not work in the second. It was really that one visit where Degrubs was only able to get a single 16. There's a nice ton from him. That really had the leg turn on its head there as Surgeon was able to punish and start working on the 17s and then put the pressure on Degrubs. 53 from the Surgeon, finding that treble 5. Yo-Yo Dad saying that was an awesome finish. There's 85 for Degrubs, so he's off to a very nice start here with the 75 first 9. Surgeon looking to potentially join him there. He's got that first dart in the treble 20. There's a ton for the Surgeon side, so not going to be 75, but going to be right around 65-ish, so 66. Degrubs And throwing well, going to look to continue the trend, potentially get to a finish. Okay, not after that second dart. Oh, that looks to be just a roadhouse double deuce as he slips to right. They were pretty close, clipping the wire as it went by, but not able to stay straight. Surgeon from 303 doing the math. Everybody remember that band from like the early 2000s, 303? I guess that was probably like actually almost 2010-ish. They have that like one song that everybody knows, and that's it. 4 scored for Degrubs.
You're welcome.
Hopefully he will finish it up with 7 years ago. There is a 46 for the Surgeon. Gets down to an even 200 as he gets out in front now. Degrubs. That'll be a nice pick-me-up. First start is a great one. Oh, but that second slip, but he's able to find another treble. 1025 for Degrubs, cutting that 250 in half. He gets to a finish. Surgeon lurking at 200, looking to do the same. And he will keep that dart into the green bit. 50 scored, so he will be left with 150. Degrubs first from 125. It is off. Went for the bull. Well into the 9. That's going to be 34 scored. Degrubs will be left with 91. Surgeon requires 150. That'll be off as well. And Surgeon going to jump back and forth across from the top to the bottom of the board, and in the end going to be 46, so still above 100. Degrubs from 91. Wanted the treble 18 for double 20. Can't hit it now. Looking to set up what number he wants. Well, he's going to find the double 8. So it is going to be enough to leave him tops. Does it the hard way. Wanted the fat 16, but double 8's the same amount. Surgeon requires 104. And he's going to score 48, drop himself down to 56, remaining to Degrubs on tops. And he will find it with the first dart. Game shot, and the leg going to Degrubs as he is now back up 2-1, holding the throw. Good leg back and forth there. Degrubs got off to that hot start. Let Surgeon catch back up as he steadily made his way down. Surgeon looking to get off to a hot start here. Game on! Train photo, referencing what I said when he said he's got the heart of the champion, even if he didn't win last season. He said, is that why he's the 5 little stars on the bottom of his player card? Chatter09 says, yeah, but like 3 of those stars are against Crim, so... Got roasted. Love it. There's a 41 to start things off for the Surgeon, and that looks like a solid little 60 poured in from Degrubs. Speaking of poured in, I've poured myself a rather hefty pour of my beverage. There's a Yo 11 from the Surgeon.
Sorry, it's 11. I'll fix it.
He fat fingers the buttons over there, but it is 11, so go to the online casino to make sure that you don't go near people that would actually be dumb enough to go to the casino right now. And Degrub's going to find 21, so go ahead and take a drink, because 21 is the legal drinking age here in the United States, where we are broadcasting from. So if you're of legal drinking age, wherever you are enjoying an adult beverage, go ahead and take a sip for the 21 scored. Surgeon doing some good math there, jumping around the board, found that treble 18 with the last. Adding them up. Degrubs sitting on 420, blazing it over there. He will drop down for a 25. So, not off to the blazing hot start that he got to last time, thank you. Hey, Surgeon does me a favor, a solid there as well, as he's going to match 25, so 25 is being traded here. This is FODL A, so players potentially still getting warmed up here. Grubs very close with that first dart, but it is a treble 1 instead. 43 scored for him. As we inch our way down in this leg of 501. Chatter09 saying TNC, no doubt I can live that life. I actually found, last time I was at my parents' house, I found Thomas's TNC shirt. I did not find, I have no idea what happened to mine. I'm convinced it got stolen. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. There's a 41 again from Degrubs, so only one treble has been found in this leg between the two players, and it belongs to the Surgeon, although he's going to find one here. He's going to find two here. That's very close, but that second dart just above, just nestled above. It is a ton 40, though, and the Surgeon gets to a checkout at 141. If he was on a 9-dart finish, that's what he would be left with, potentially. There's a 66 from Degrubs as he does get into that treble bed, but does not do much with it. Surgeon requires 141. And it's off. The Surgeon looking for a good setup here. Deciding what he wanted to do with his last. Looks like he went for tops. Looks like he went for tops to leave the 40 out. Instead hits, but misses inside it nicely to leave 60. Grub's going to need a big score to put the pressure on the Surgeon. And he will get 60, so it's not enough. Surgeon at least 6 darts from 60. 2 for tops on this turn. And he will be cautious, knowing he will come back to the board with 40 remaining. Degrubs still looking to get something going here. That's a great second dart. Can he follow it with the third? He drops down, so it's 80 scored down to 105 for Degrubs. Surgeon requires 40. And he will get it this time with the first dart. Game shot and the leg as the Surgeon holds right back. 2 legs apiece now. Yawn. I'm going to say yawn because we're just holding. Just holds. Just holds. Somebody hold me. I mean, what? We're going to the next leg. It's the 5th leg of this match, so entering the halfway point, Degrubs with darts in hand. Game on. Yo-Yo Dad showing support, saying go Surge. He's on Team Surgeon. There's a big ton 21, though, for Degrubs. Says you can take your support and shove it. I'm going to score no matter what. Surgeon's going to salvage that turn with a third dart treble 20 for 70 scored. Missed left with his first 2. We've seen him, when he's missed left, like that first dart was, drop to the 19s, this time electing to stay, and it paid off on the last. Degrub's going to come back with 30. Still doing pretty well here with that 1-2-1, that 2 treble start. Always a beneficial one, but the Surgeon's going to pour in a second treble himself as he gets 100. Both players finding 2 trebles. Whoa, there's a treble 18. Start things off. And Degrubs was going after that treble 18 pretty aggressively. That's a 126 for Degrubs, I believe, if I'm doing my math right. 54, 54, and 18. Oh, look at that. Look at the fast brains on radar. And speaking of, there's a breakfast. So I got to ask a breakfast question, as we do here in every match of the FODL for the first breakfast throne, which is a single 5, single 20, a single 1. We ask an official breakfast question of you, the people. Going to try to do a quick Bane impression there. We give it to you, the people. I'm just stalling now as I take another sip of my beverage. There's a 98 from the Surgeon. He gets right back into this one. So Degrubs a 2-ton 20-plus scores in this leg. But this one a much more even back and forth. There's a nice 60. Degrubs be left with 140. I'll get to the breakfast question in the next leg. That's right. I stalled. I stalled that one to let somebody get to checkout position so I could have that as an excuse to not ask a breakfast question right now while I actually think of one. There's a good cover shot from the Surgeon for 78 down to 129, but Degrubs' first opportunity from 140. It's a nice 60. That third dart clipping the wire as it went by just low. Surgeon requires 129. Oh, he was looking to find the same finish that the accountant was able to find earlier this week, but can't do it. It's 44 scored from the Surgeon as he drops down to 85. Degrubs now from 80. He hits double 20s, but he's still got a shot at the Rascal. And Degrubs goes lushy as the Rascal says yes. Game shot and the leg to Degrubs as Rascal says yes. He wanted to make sure to avoid that treble 20 with the second dart, so aiming at the top half of that 20 section, found tops, but was able to find double 10. We go back to the Surgeon looking to hold his throw, stay in this one competitively. Game on! All right, well, I'm drinking... There's a 60 scored from the Surgeon. I always try to find some inspiration from things that are going on in my apartment or what I happen to be doing. I mean, not what I happen to be doing, because every time I have to ask a breakfast question, I'm obviously casting darts, but really like more what I have around me. And I'm currently drinking an old-fashioned. I didn't have any oranges. So what I did, instead of muddling an orange, I just threw a splash of OJ in there. So, thinking of that orange juice has got me to this point. This is a long tangent to get to the breakfast question, and it's going to be a huge letdown, even though I've built it up now. If you were going to have a fruit juice with breakfast, what fruit juice would it be? And I'm specifically saying a fruit juice so that people don't come in with like coffee or milk. Pick a fruit juice, even if you're not a fruit juice drinker. Pick one that you're going to have, and let me know. 22 viewers out there in the chat. That is your first breakfast question of the evening. Blade asking if it's gone break, break, hold, hold right now. It's all been holds. All holds thus far. So the match hasn't even started officially. Degrubs is looking to buck that train. There's a speed limit 55. As we are pretty even coming down for this one. Getting some quick answers to the breakfast question tonight, so maybe it wasn't a terrible question. Alky Dart says orange beer. I'm not sure. I don't know if that's a juice. Chatter09 saying OJ. Slinger 180 saying OJ. Blade Mount 5 going with grapefruit juice. Wow. I mean, I like some grapefruit flavored beverages, but I feel like grapefruit juice just by itself is incredibly bitter, but you do you. Yo-Yo Dad gonna go with cranberry. Big Man Bearded going with cranberry. Dave Little Toaster says cranberry juice. What are you on, your period? No, it's mostly for UTIs, so I can understand why the cranberry's a popular answer. Burns when you pee. Degrubs in the middle of playing, once again, is in the chat, answering the breakfast question in the chat. He has vocal cords. He can talk and just answer it if he really wanted to, but he's answered it in the chat, saying Diet Dew, which does actually contain a small amount of orange juice. So if you wanted to look at the ingredients, there is orange juice in Diet Dew, so I will allow that answer. I also kind of wanted to ask that question just to give Degrubs an excuse to say Diet Dew and explain it. There is a 45 from Degrubs. He's outside. Surgeon requires Shanghai 20. Well, can he stack on top of it into the treble? He cannot. Will not be on. 60 scored. Cut it in half. 60 remaining. Degrubs back at 189. Looking to pressure it. Not a great start here. And he finds the treble 20 with the last to salvage it to go to 123. I'm going to throw some creme eye rolls in there anyway. Wow, how did that not get in there? How did that deflection not get in? It flattened out, but the point remained out. Went next door to it. Degrubs scores 123. He cannot find the treble 18, so it is off. He's going to be left with 81 if he gets another chance after the 42 scored Surgeon back at tops. That's inside now to the Rascal. Oh, that is a devastating second dart, and the Surgeon smartly elects to bust, however, does not check it out. Degrubs lurking 81. going to make things tricky. We'll need a treble. That is not the treble he needed. Wanted the treble 14. Finds treble 11 instead. And he will hit the 9 scored to leave 32. Surgeon back to tops. Inside once again for a start. Back to the Rascal. That appears to be just inside. And he will bust going next door double into double 12. Surgeon has let this one slip. Degrubs now 3 clear shots at double 16. And he will punish it with the first game shot and the leg to Degrubs. Getting the first break of throw. The match has officially started and Degrubs goes up 4-2 over the Surgeon. Degrubs now throwing to try to secure a victory with darts in hand. Game on! This one was almost looking like it was going to go clean sheet, last leg decider. But Degrubs has bucked that trend here by getting the break in that last leg. Surgeon, if he wants to get to a last leg decider, must break here and then hold his throw in the next. And it's also his only chance at winning his fall 2020 start of the campaign. There is 59 for him. Degrubs looking to get off with a win against the most decorated player in FODL history. There's 43 for him as he has found the one wedge again, this time in the treble. Surgeon sniffing around that treble 20, and he's going to sneak that one in there. That one deflects nicely into the treble. 81 scored from the Surgeon. Into the chat, Congra coming in with some mango juice for the answer to the breakfast question. There is a 55 from Degrubs. There is 60 scored for Degrubs. Nice and solid, this time keeping all of them straight. Well, this is not a great start for me in this football game. Sports betting, guys, it's fun, but bet unders at your own risk, I'll say that. Especially when you're betting with the Falcons playing, because they're not great at the defense. They're not. It's just science. That is going to be 78 scored for Degrubs, doing some good dart math there. He had one into the treble 18. Could have found 2 more for the 162, get to 140. Surgeon doing some good dart math there. Wanted the bull to leave the big fish. Hit 98 still, though. So another good scoring round. Lush Throws Darts subscribing at Tier 1. They've subscribed for 28 months. Thank you for subscribing, Lush Throws Darts. Alki asking what the under was. 51.5. We're at 10, and it's 7 minutes into the game. That's not a good start. Degrub's going to do great math there. He wants the big fish. Liberty Fire has opened that wallet, potentially. Well, I guess he's going to get a shot at it. Surgeon was not on a finish. There is 22 Roadhouse from the Surgeon. It's enough to get him on and out, 155, but Degrub's first shot at 170. And it's off. As we get that emote in there. That's right. So Lush Throws Darts subscribing at Tier 1, getting access to all of our Tier 1 emotes. That's part of what you get for your subscription. If you got free Prime subs, you get all the Tier 1 emotes as well. If you want to go crazy for Tier 2 or Tier 3, we got a couple of hidden ones that only those subscribers have access to. But yeah, that's how we're rolling here on the Twitches. There's 58 from the Surgeon. He will get under 100. Back to Degrubs, 110. It is off as well, but it's 52 scored from Degrubs. Slipped into that treble 4. Surgeon requires 97. That's next or into the treble 3. He won't be able to find the treble 20. He was looking for the treble 20. Set up double 14. Switches down to 17 on the last. Degrubs requires 58. Two for tops. Whoa! Whoa, you saw the numbering rattle with that third dart well outside, but he will leave himself on tops. Surgeon requires 66. He's got one shot at tops. And again, just inside goes the Surgeon. Hasn't been able to find the range on the double 20. Degrubs 3 darts at it. That appears to be just inside as well to the Rascal. First dart's outside. Can he work it in? And Degrubs will work it in as the Rascal says yes. Game shot and the leg going to Degrubs as the Rascal friendly again to the left side of the board, and Degrubs has secured a victory in this one, up 5-2. But we play all 9 anyway. Points still on the line. Surgeon with darts in hand. Game on! And that looks like 40 scored for the Surgeon.
Hello.
And there is 28 for Degrubs. There is 43 coming back from the Surgeon. So we have seen some up and down play from both players. Degrub's probably been a little bit more consistent and scoring with the power scoring a little bit better, which is what has earned him the lead. You see the averages are about the same. But Degrubs has really just kind of given himself some more opportunities potentially. There's a nice treble with the last from the Surgeon to get a ton put on the board. So he is working hard to try to collect as many leg wins as possible. Still got a lot of stuff to play for. Just 36 for Degrubs, getting off to a sluggish start. Congress says he disagrees. Betting is not fun, especially on darts. Big Man Bearded was trying to post the emote codes, but he is not a subscriber, so it didn't work for him. Chatter09 saying Rip Surgeon says, come on down to FODL B with your Bud Criminal. That looks like a ton from Degrubs this time as he keeps them all inside that 20 wedge, including a treble. Yo-Yo Dad saying it's... Congress says too soon. Yo-Yo Dad says it's his first match. Doesn't matter. FODL A is a absolute gauntlet. There's a dog. Minimum 1 dog. Got dogs on dogs. Degrubs back-to-back tons here with that third dart, and he is the first under 200. Putting the pressure on the right side of the board now. Surgeon got out to the lead with his first 100 scored. But he's going to answer back with the 100 as he gets on to a finish, 142. Degrubs almost certainly to join him here. I say almost. It's possible. Now he will be there for sure. Just how good will it be? 60 scored down to 132. Surgeon requires 142. It is off. Surgeon just stacking darts on top of that treble 20. Trying to find some that will get into the treble 20. Trying to figure out what his last target is now from 102. He probably would have wanted to stay on the 20, but had boxed himself out. He goes for the bull, hits the 16, 56 scored. Degrubs requires 132. He's got a shot at the bullseye. Oh, it is pulled left, but a good run at it. Good math there from Degrubs. He finds the 11 to leave 39. Surgeon requires 86. Oh, and the Surgeon can't keep that second dart in the 18. The treble would have left him double 7. The single would have left him a shot at the bull himself, but he can't do it. But he does leave himself on tops. Degrubs clean up 39, excuse me. 2 shots, double 16. That's inside over to double 8. And that is outside, so Degrubs cannot finish 39. Tops has been the surgeon's nemesis this evening. Can he find it here? He cannot. It is inside again to the Rascal. Taking a pause, collect himself. After that second dart was wide. And he does find it, so taking the breather helps with the reset. The surgeon gets it on the board as the Rascal says yes. Game shot and the leg to the surgeon. So he makes it 5-3. Degrubs going to have darts in hand as we move to the final leg of the first match of tonight's triple header. Game on! .58 scored from Degrubs. Yo to JMU joining the chat saying Surge trash. Then throwing an eye roll in there. Alky Darts and Chatter09 both throwing some Rascal faces in for the Rascal finish. As he said yes that time. That appears to be just 36 for the Surgeon. That third dart appears into the one. It is. Degrubs looking to extend the lead. Pops off a flight, but it still gets in the board for 100 scored. Surgeon at this point just trying to make this match like all the others at 5-4. This time just a 41 though. As Degrubs getting out to a lead. Relatively aggressive snatch out of the board from the Surgeon. Maybe a little frustrated this evening. Doesn't typically show it. But grabbing the darts full-handed. There's 45 for Degrubs. He gets under 300. There's a good dart from the Surgeon as he gets back into the treble bed. This is a nice ton. He almost got that third dart in there as well. But the ton scored critical at this juncture for the Surgeon to keep pace with Degrubs. Give himself an opportunity potentially to chase him down with a big finish or even beat him there if he can manage some more trebles. There's a nice 58 from Degrubs. He wanted to leave himself 240 for some easier math down the road. There's just 66 from the Surgeon. He found another treble, but doesn't do a whole lot with it. Degrubs trying to get to a finish first from 240. That's a tough deflection for him. It's going to be a speed limit 55, so he'll get down to 185, but Surgeon's at 258. Now he will need some help. He's going to need 2. There's 1. He can't get the second, so once again, the Surgeon finding the treble bed, but it's just 62 scored. Degrubs will be on a finish when he comes back to the board. How good will it be? It's 65 scored. He'll be left with Shanghai 1-2-0. Surgeon looking to keep pace. Keep the pressure on. Degrubs has been throwing pretty well here. There's a good cover shot. It's 96 for the Surgeon. He leaves himself an even 100, but Degrubs is going to have the first shot at it from 1-2-0. He can't find the treble, so it's off. He's still just working to set himself up. He's going to score 60, be left with the same number. Surgeon requires 100. Oh, that dart's dangerously close to the 1, but it stayed in. But Surgeon is going to score 60 as well. Looks like he went for the double-double again. Didn't find the first one. 40 left. Degrubs requires 60. And once again, he's going to find tops of the first dart over to the Rascal. This time it's inside to double 5. And it's outside. Degrubs cannot get the second lushy finish of the night. Surgeon, 3 clean darts at 40. Oh, that dart. The second dart's inside to the Rascal. He goes. He cannot find the Rascal. That first dart was so close. I thought it may have been into the double 2, but it was just outside. Back to Degrubs on 5. And he'll get it with the second dart. Game, shot, and the leg going to Degrubs as he takes this one 6-3. And we have our first non-5-4 finish in the A division as it's Degrubs taking the victory over the Surgeon in tonight's triple header. As both players played pretty well. You see those averages, 57 and a 3.2 for Degrubs. That 3.2 just monstrous with that first leg of cricket. And 56, 2.8 for the Surgeon. So, again, all in all, you look at the numbers, doesn't look bad. I'm sure there are some more numbers that will tell a little bit more in the story. But we will go to the interview portion here as we get a look at the underground bunker that the Surgeon is being held against his will in until I'm assuming until he wins another championship. That's why he's being held hostage. But we will go to the Surgeon first. Surgeon coming out with a 6-3 loss. Again, we talked about it where you said you're on a mission here. You want that title back. Obviously, things not going your way this evening to get that campaign on the road properly. It looked like doubles were kind of an issue for you this evening. Talk to us about how you felt throwing and how you evaluate your performance.
It was shit. It was a shit performance. I felt pretty good for the most part. Obviously, Degrubs, hats off to him. My God, he came out firing out of the gate. I'm not going to beat that any day. That was good for him. But outside of that, I threw like absolute shit.
I mean, I would love to, myself personally, to throw like absolute shit and still have put up the numbers that you were able to do. Obviously, you know, it's always hard to look back on it when you feel that way. But you know, there were some good moments and obviously some bad moments in there. At what point? Because we've talked about how, as far as the mental game, you're generally very strong in it, but some frustration was definitely showing just in the way you were taking the darts out of the board a little bit. Did that start to affect you as the match wore on?
A little bit. I mean, I needed to get something going. I was stale, so that's kind of what I do when it's stale and things aren't working. I try to psych myself back up or, you know, change something. I don't know. I guess I felt pretty helpless at the time and just needed to get something fired up. And, I mean, hats off to Degrubs. He came out, he got a double, and he ended the match. He ended the game. So it didn't have much to do.
Well, you talked about that first leg of cricket for Degrubs, the way he came out and just kind of put it on you. And I agree. Like, there's pretty much nothing you can do about that one. But he kind of boxed you into a corner in that second leg as well, but you were able to dig yourself out on the 16s and 15s. So talk to us about how important that leg was just to keep you afloat there when it looked like he was the one on a mission the way cricket started out this evening.
Well, yeah, especially when you see the final score line, of course. That was a big leg. I mean, but that's what I expect. I mean, even the first leg, I did not expect him to keep that same caliber the whole time. I tried to put him under some pressure, and it was just over before I could even blink. But the second leg, I was able to finally do it and fire back, and then 5-1 came out, and I'm shanking darts into the 555 every other time, and it's just, I don't know what it was. I felt great coming in. I felt positive. I felt like I was gonna absolutely dominate this match, and I didn't. So I need to go back to the drawing board because I got 10 other tough matches this season to play.
Well, the next one next week in Gameweek 2 is going to be against the Shenandoah Slinger. So talk to us about what the game plan is to get ready for it and what you're looking for out of that match.
Yeah, I don't know. It'll be the Thursday after Election Day, so God knows what the fuck will be going on in this country. But that might be a welcome respite from it on Thursday. I know he came out and beat Nooch his first match. God knows what the fuck happened in that match. So let's I don't know. I need to get my head on right and be in a better space for next time because clearly I'm just a little too irritated right now.
Well, Surgeon, we are looking forward to it. We know the potential is there. Showed flashes of it this evening, but not enough to get a victory. Fall 2020, not off to the best start, but we know we will see you a little bit later on this season. Good luck the rest of the way.
Hey, hats off to Degrubs, man. Great match.
Good trading.
And we will kick it over to Degrubs now. Degrubs coming out with the 6-3 victory. Oh, with a nice little snifter glass. Yeah, it's getting real fancy here.
Right.
Talk to us about how you felt coming into this one, because that first leg of cricket was just banana town.
Oh, the adrenaline was real. Once I came off the top of that adrenaline rush on that one, it was tough to keep them thrown straight. It was kind of backwards than what I did against DC9. DC9 kicked my ass in cricket, and I beat him in 501. So I guess I was tired of getting beat in cricket.
Well, you say that you kind of dropped off after the adrenaline rush, but even in that second leg of cricket, you were in command for a long portion until it got to about the 16s, where he was able to battle back and reclaim it. So
trips, and Serge started hitting them. You got to finish the leg, and I just wasn't putting the darts in the triple.
Speaking of finishing the legs, that was really a lot of the difference between the scoreline between you and the Surgeon this evening. The scoring, maybe a little bit in your favor, but it was pretty even all the way down. But I mean, it was the doubles. How much confidence did that give you, seeing the first couple go in, and then in a couple of the legs? Because I think that sixth leg of the match, when you were up 3-2 and you ended up breaking him, he got there first and he just missed and gave you an opportunity, which you capitalized. How much momentum did you gather after that sixth leg?
That was the difference in the night, really, was when I got the chance, I hit the doubles. I mean, I think I had 2 legs where I messed around on the doubles, but for the most part, they went in first or second dart, maybe third, but usually went in a throw.
Yeah, you did not give him.
Serge usually doesn't miss the doubles like that, especially tops.
He doesn't, and you didn't give him a whole lot of opportunities to try to rectify those mistakes, so certainly hats off to you. You got the 9 mark in there. You got the best MPR leg for sure. I'll go ahead and dilly that one and lock that up. I don't think that Author Rascal is going to beat that 4.3 or whatever it ended up being. Looking forward into next week, though. Man, you're off to a rough start this season, at least on paper, going against the runner-up Surgeon Game Week 1, and you've got the reigning champion, King Raj, on the docket for Game Week 2. Talk to us about what the game plan is and what you're looking forward to out of that match.
I've got him Game Week 2, and I've got Train floating Game Week 1. So I've got 3 out of the top 4 from last season the first 3 weeks. So I just got to keep throwing.
Well, the FODL 2020 fall season off to a good start for you, Degrubs. Before bonus points have been settled, you're currently sitting on top at 6-3 right now with 1 match to play. So congratulations on the victory, and we'll see you a little bit later this season.
Thanks for casting, Rob.
No problem, guys. No problem. Anytime. And we're going to get to the first break between matches, which means it's time for this guy. That's right, the FO Dart League store, the FODL store, FODartleague.com/store, or search FODL or FO Dart League on Etsy. That's where you can find all of our stuff on there. You can get it going. Buy merchandise to support your favorite player if they've got their own logo stuff, or you can just wear the apparel of your favorite darters, because we know that here in the FODL, we're your favorite darters. Let's be honest, 21 viewers out there. We've got 2 more matches upcoming in tonight's triple header. Don't go anywhere. Darts will return here. Darts Night on Twitch. It's Thursday night, people. Get crazy. Ladies and gentlemen, we are getting ready to come back here for the second match of tonight's evening, featuring the FODL B division. And it's going to be the Cali Kid out of Sacramento, California. Hashtag California Dreamin' with those 24-gram Harrow's Blue Groove Sonics, as well as that flow. Dreaming of that flow. Nothing weird about it. Just he finished 9th last season in FODL B. Speaking of flow, look at that flow. Man, we got it's just so much airflow in this match. The Lush out of Frederick, Maryland, last season finishing 5th in the FODL B division. 20-gram Red Dragon Javelin darts. Hashtag the Lushy double. Looking at the standings here in FODL B so far, Cali Kid and the Lush are the second to last group to be playing their match. I believe Deadhead Darter and DJ Mike Hughes are actually playing at the same time as this match, so all the matches will be completed roughly around 10 p.m. here for the FODL B division. Currently Bud the Chud on top, though, with a 6-2 victory over Barboy, giving him a rude welcoming him into FODL B. Looking at the schedule, again, Deadhead and DJ are playing concurrently with this match, so we will go right to the bonus points. The Criminal and Madhouse both with a 7 mark in cricket. Criminal with a 3.48 MPR. Yours truly, Rob, a.k.a. Radar, the best one, with a 20 dart leg in 501. Pepe Le Pew 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 with a 171 501 throw. And Barboy with a 102 finish. In the statistical categories at the end of last season, this is how we finished. The Lush was 21st in the league in cricket with a 2.18 MPR. Cali Kid was 29th with a 1.96. In 501, Cali Kid was 16th with a 50.79. The Lush was 25th with a 48.58. The rest of the stuff you can look at, you can read it if you really want to. But this is last season. This is this season. Which means all the numbers don't matter, because you can set your new numbers right now. Well, in about 30 seconds when we get the match started. And if our players are ready to do so, we will do it here. Lush, are you ready to go?
Let's go.
Cali Kid, are you ready to go?
Ready.
It's a FODL B matchup, ladies and gentlemen, which means that it is going to be 8 legs of... What just happened? Oh, said I clicked the wrong thing. There we go. It's going to be 8 total legs, 2 legs of cricket, 6 legs of 501. Cali Kid's going to have darts in hand as the home player. Game on!
Shoot well, Lush.
Shoot well, dude.
Degrubs is now joining the chat, saying he's going to pay for that victory in the playoffs. There is 420s to blaze it up for the Cali Kid. Start things off. You know, that might be true in real life as well. Refresh that page, make sure that it's updating. Lush is going to start things off with a treble 19 first dart, but he can't follow it up. He hits the 3 and then hits that dart that's in the 3, gets a fall out of the board. See ya! No points scored. Cali, big first dart. He's going to find another treble. So a 4 mark and a 5 mark for Cali Kid. This time a treble 19 and 2 18s. Cali Kid off to a very hot start. Lush is going to chase down the 18s here. As Cali wasn't able to close them off, but he's got 2 in there. Lush will find 2 of his own, but Cali's coming back to the board looking to close. Whoa! There's a scooter dart. Oh, there's 2 scooter darts. But he corrects for the last and gets the 18s closed. Whoa! What happened there? Cali Kid, I don't know. I couldn't tell if he was playing... Well, his player's card says he's playing with the Harrow's Blue Groove Sonics, but it looks like he's using the Hawaii 501 Flights, which is Wayne Martle's new dart, which I believe he owns, but he's just throwing with the Harrows because he likes those better, I guess. But he does really like the Flights. They are pretty sweet Flights, I will say that. For Wayne Martle, got some good style. There's a single 17 for the Cali Kid after the Lush was able to get 2. So in the chat, I said Degrubs is joining Congra, telling him, everybody wishing him well on the victory. Dr. G Cox 1908 joining the chat. Thank you for joining, as well as subscribing at Tier 2. subscribed for 27 months on a 27-month streak. Dr. G Cox 1908, you are the best. You're just the best. Cali Kid's going to get the 17s closed, move over 16s, but not able to find it. Whoa, there's a second bounce out of the evening. That one almost a Robin Hood for the Lush. See ya. But it's a great correction for the third dart as he pings the corner of that treble 16 and he gets it closed. But every time he's gotten a wedge closed, Cali Kid has not given himself a shot. And it looks like that trend is going to continue as Cali is going to find the double 16 with his third dart and get 3 of them. Cali Kid offering the Lush 0 breathing room right now. The Lush stacking darts up. Can he use it as a marker? He cannot. It's 3 steady 15s. But again, the way it's been going, he's going to need to find a treble or something to get the points going on the turn. Oh, the trend will discontinue here, though, and it is a full-on miss from Cali Kid. And Lush looking to take advantage now and score some points. He's going to do it with his first 2. Can he slip the third one in the treble? He can't, but he still finds it in the single. 3 steady 15s, and the Lush back on top, or I guess on top for the first time with 45 points. And back-to-back misses from Cali Kid as he goes back up to 20s looking for points. Cannot find them. Now it's the Lush out in front. He's going to split the 20 and the 18 with that first dart. Now he will drop back down to the 15s and bolster that point lead. He'll find 2 more there at 30 points. So Cali has come up empty on his last 6 darts. He's got the 7th one in there, though. And now working his way down towards that treble. There is 60 points added for Cali Kid. 3 steady 20s. Back to Lush. First dart's in the treble 15. He's going to stay. He will find 4 of them, so there is 60 points scored for the Lush. This is where the Lush could find himself needing to be a little aggressive. There's 40 scored for Cali Kid because every 4 15s is equivalent to 3 20s on Cali's side. He's got a 15-point lead. He is back up on top looking for 20s. He's got the first 2 in. Can he find the third? He cannot. You hear it clip the flight, and it goes right. Finds the treble 1. So now Cali Kid, first dart is safe, which gives him the point lead once again. Let's see what he elects to do. He is switching down to 15s, but he goes back up with the third dart and finds a treble 20, 80 points scored, and Cali is back out in front. A critical third dart. After the Lush was able to get 2, thought he might have stayed for all of them, just to continue to get points, knowing that the Lush was 1 away from closing, but he was able to switch back and get the treble anyway. Lush this time comes up with just a single 15, and now Cali is attacking the 15 wedge. There are 3 steady 15s from Cali Kid, reminiscent of earlier in this match, or in this leg, rather, as he's got it all closed except for the bull. Lush is going right after it. But he'll come up empty on his first visit at the center. Cali Kid needs 3 bulls to finish it off. He'll find 1 with the first dart. The second dart's just into the 16, and the third dart is just right into the 6. Very close, but it's only going to count for 1 for Cali. Lush still alive, but he needs points in a hurry. It's looking like a good turn for the Lush. He's got the first 2 in. And the stray 18 is useful as well to get that wedge closed. 3 marks for the Lush. 2 bulls and the 18. Speaking of useful strays, it looks like the Cali Kid's second dart is going to be a stray into the 20, which will force the Lush to get another bull here. So that is certainly helpful. Lush looking to continue to put the pressure on, score some points. So he's going to close it with the second dart. Can he find it with the third? He cannot, but it is now closed and open for scoring. He needs 3 to take the lead. Cali needs 2 to end the leg. He's got the first dart in. He can't find it with the second or third. Cali Kid 1 away. Lush needs some points. There's a good dart with the second. Oh, he goes on the wrong side of it with the third. 25 points scored. Cali needs 1. It's straight 20. It's useful. Another stray 20. Can't close off the bullseye, though. But again, that keeps the Lush at bay. The Lush once again needing 3 after the 20 extends the point lead. First start is in, though. The second and third narrowly missing into the 13, well grouped on the right side. Cali's still looking for 1 to finish it off, get the first leg in, and he's going to do it with the flourish. Finds the bullseye. Third dart, game shot, and the leg to the Cali kid as he goes up 1-0, holding the throw against the Lush. A well-battled leg between the two there. Very much back and forth. Cali got off to that great start. Lush battled back late, but couldn't get the Bulls to finish. Lush is going to have darts in hand as we move to the second leg of this match. Game on! Conrad Darts saying, as a bald man, I am not enjoying this match. I'm assuming that's just because he is jealous of all the flow. Hashtag Flovid. Lush is going to elect to defer here in the second leg. Cali Kid's going to open up 2 20s. Oh, but Lush is going to have a very good second turn. He's going to get 4 20s. He will blaze it this time as he gets up with the 20-point lead. After Cali was not able to close off the 20 wedge in his visit. But Cali's going to answer right back with 5 19s, finding the treble with his third. So Cali not going anywhere for sure. That's a good adjustment for the second dart for the Lush as he finds trouble. Back-to-back 4 marks, blazing it on the right side in Frederick, Maryland. 80 more points scored. Cali's going to go back to the 19s. Back-to-back 5 marks, though, for Cali Kid. 4 19s and a slop 16 for him. So he gets back out in front. He gets a stray 16. The way the first leg went, that could be very useful later in this leg. If this one is anything as competitive as the first leg was, that slop 16 could be critical down the stretch. Just a single 20 this time for the Lush. He does get back out in front. There's a 19 for the first start, Cali, and he closes the 20 with his second. He moves right over to 18s with his third. 3 marks for Cali Kid, 1 1 and 1. And the Lush is going to have to find a new place to score. But he's going to open up the 18s immediately. First starts in the treble. And he will find 5 18s, does the Lush, to get right back on top, undeterred by the fact that Cali Kid was able to close off the 20 wedge. The Cali might be answering back with 4 19s. Looks like a double with that first. So 4 19s. Look at that 3.8 from Cali Kid. And the Lush is throwing a 2.8 himself. No slouch. And that's going to go up. Finds the treble. First dart once again. Another 4 mark from the Lush. 4 18s as he gets back out in front. A seesaw match here in this second leg of cricket. Cali Kid's got 1 in the 19 with his second dart, debating what he wants to do with his third. He stays for more points. He gets 38 of them. 2 19s scored. Slappy Pappy saying this leg F's. Sure does. Conrad Dart says, the only flow I have is the jealousy in my veins. You got to have flow somewhere. That time, the dart's not flowing out of Lush's hand as that is a miss, and Cali will punish. There are 2 18s. Drops down to 17s and gets a single. A nice 3-mark round for Cali Kid. Gets the closing of 18s. Gets to work on the 17s. The Lush going to work on the 17s himself. Oh, that third dart's close. It's blocked by the first 2, but it is just wide of the mark into the 3. 2 17s for the Lush. Cali's going to get it closed. Moves over to 16s, this time missing on the 16 wedge. 2 17s registered for Cali. But he already has that slop. So now Cali's starting to impose his will a little bit. Lush going to need to start finding trebles. Oh, that dart's so close, but it looks like just 2 16s from the Lush as he deflects in there. Cali will get it closed with his first 2 darts, and this time it looks like he went for points with his last. But he does get the 16s closed. So Cali's got 3 wedges closed. Lush still nowhere to work, and that's a tough first dart to work around because it's in the treble 10. But he does find the treble 15 still with the second dart, but he can't follow it with the third. So the treble 15 to get it closed, but nothing else for the Lush. Cali Kid's dropping over to 15s, and it looks like, again, Cali is going to make use of the double. Single 15, double 15, goes to the bull for the last, but missed into the 5. And once again, the Lush is bullied to the center of the board. It's a nice tight grouping. One of them is in. And it will remain just 1 in for the Lush in his first effort at the center. Once again, Cali looking for 3. He will find a useful stray into the 19, but doesn't get anything on the green or red bit in the center circle. A Lush first dart is in there again. That looks like he's going to get the close of 17s. He got 2 bulls as well, so he did get that second dart in there to get it closed off. So Lush making a little bit of noise here. Looks like a stray 16 and a stray.
Yeah, gotta get that one.
And a
Missed that
bull
one.
for the Cali Kid, so forgot that he had 16s open, so he'll have to make a score correction when his next visit comes, but the Lush looking to score in the middle. He's got it closed already. He's had some very good looks at it. That's another one. Both of those are good looks, but they're just on the wrong side of the wire, so Cali Kid going to put in the score correction for his last one. Because he did get a stray 16, make sure the points are correct.
Getting it 1 second.
So he is working it out. And there we go. Now we've got it in there correctly. 282 is the score. Cali Kid getting ready to throw, looking for 2 bulls to get the sweep of cricket. And he does it! Steps up to the Aki and pings a bullseye with the first dart. Game shot and the leg to the Cali Kid as he sweeps the cricket portion of this match. Coming out firing. And he is up 2-0. He's got darts in hand as we move to the 5:01 portion of this one. Game on! There's a 41 start for the Cali Kid. There's only 20 viewers this evening, so viewership a little bit down from what it's normally been. We've been pretty quiet as well. I don't know why everybody hates me. Why nobody wants to talk to me. Makes me sad. Makes me drink, really. There's 24 scored from the Lush. Cali's right around that treble, but he can't find it. 60 scored for him. A little bit of a loose dart from the first one on the right side of the screen into the 13. It's going to be 53 scored, so we've seen that a couple times here, I think, from the Lush. I don't know if the grip is just a little bit tight here in the early goings, where we've seen some darts likely aimed at the treble 20 winding up near the bull. Back-to-back 60s for Cali Kid. Lush getting it worked out here. It looks like a 66, though. Found the treble with the second dart. Third dart narrowly into that corner of the 5. It's pretty close to the treble himself. Cali's going to find himself a treble, though. It's a ton scored. Cali out to a good start once again. Lush looking for the cover shot. Doesn't find it. 43 scored. Cali looking to keep the good pace going. Couple tough darts to work around. He still tries to float over the top. He keeps it straight at least. 60 scored. Down to 180. Not on a finish. Now if he throws a maximum, it's going to be a bust. That's a bummer. And 43 once again for the Lush. Cali Kid looking for a good setup. A treble with the second dart will help. It's going to be 81 scored. And we get some crim eye rolls in the chat now. We can get it. He's up by a good margin because he's throwing well still. But doesn't matter. That will not save you from the eye rolls. That's a fact. Looks like a 76. The Lush finding treble 20 and a treble 5. Cali Kid requires 99. Only 3-dart finish under 100. Congra says he ignores me, but chants chug, chug, chug in his head. Nice. And it's off. Well, not really. Not quite. Can't be off. Now it's off. But we'll get some more career eye rolls for throwing at the 20 here with the first dart on an odd number. There's 25 scored from Cali Kid. Lush now looking to apply some pressure. He's come on a little bit as of late with that 76. Trying to get on to a good finish. Keep things going here. He does some decent math there. Not a great score, but it's still enough to leave him on a finish of 170, the biggest of them all. Cali Kid requires 74. Cali going the 18 route of 74. Looking for the treble 18 to leave double 10. Now doing some math. And he will find the 1 with the second. So it's going to be 34 scored, all said and done for the Cali Kid. Leaves himself on tops, but the Lush requires 170. It is off. First dart low. 60 scored for the Lush. Gets down to 110. Cali Kid sitting on 40. Inside with the second to the Rascal. The Rascal says no to his red-headed brethren, at least for the time being. Lush looking at 110. He will not be able to take this out either. It looks like a 23 scored this time from the Lush down to 87. Cali requires 20. Whoa. I think that second dart is actually into the 13. It is, leaves 7, so we'll see what Cali elects to do. He went for the 3, but actually missed outside, so he will be left with 7. Some work to do from there, and Lush with the door open requires 87. He had a shot at the bullseye, but it goes into the 15, left with 35. Back to the Cali Kid looking to clean up 7. That's just below the treble. Now looking for double 2. Can't find that, but he does leave himself on a single dart finish at 4. Lush now looking to clean up 35. There is the 3, looking for double 16 now. Inside to double 8. And that is straying into the 11, so things getting dicey for both players. Cali Kid requires double 2. Inside to the Madhouse. And it's a bust with the second dart for the Cali Kid. Inside on the Madhouse attempt to the Lush, requiring 5. And it's a first dart bust for the Lush, finding the 18 with his initial attempt at the 1. Back to Cali Kid, looking for double 2. And all darts are outside. It's a miss this time from Cali. Back to the Lush for 5. He finds the single 1. Can he find double 2? He cannot, and he will be left in the Madhouse. 2 remaining for the Lush. Cali Kid requiring 4.
Got it.
And he will find it with the first dart. Game shot and the leg to the Cali Kid. That one very close. You heard it clip the wire, but it is just into that double 2. Almost a first dart bust into the double 17. But Cali Kid, 3 on the trot, on the bounce, on the skip, on the go, on the run, on the fly, as he is up and has not lost a leg yet. Lush looking to get on the board in this early going of the season. Already darts on the board. 39 scored. Game on! Dave Little Toaster, the chat is buzzing tonight. I agree. I'm just talking to myself at this point, it seems. There's a 36 from Cali Kid. Congress saying we need to be silent for Radar to get his buzz on. That's hardly the case. Whether you're talking or not, I will get there. That's what she said. I've switched over, so after my heftily poured old-fashioned, because I didn't want to delay this match and make another one, I just grabbed a beverage, or I grabbed a beer out of the beer fridge. Yes, you have to have a beer fridge. So I grabbed a Schlafly Pumpkin Ale. It's an 8%er, and if you haven't had it, if you ask me, for my personal opinion, it's the best pumpkin beer out there. Schlafly Pumpkin Ale. Tell them Radar sent you. They won't know what the fuck that means, but you can tell them anyway. Speaking of, there is a breakfast from the Lush. Maybe we can get some chat participation now off the breakfast question. Single 5, single 20, and a single 1 coming in from the Lush as the Cali Kid bangs in a 100 scored with that treble 20. So, match 2. Breakfast question number 2. Pumpkin beer in my hand. Darts being thrown. There's a 24 from the Lush. He kind of finds a handful of treble 1s. Cali Kid finding another treble 20. This time he will get 85, so he'll be down to 155. And again, I'm going to use it as an excuse to wait until the next leg. Yeah, that's right, chat. I just got you worked up for nothing for a little bit. There is a 60 scored for the Lush. Better turn from him, Cali Kid. Averaging 69. Nice. Requires 155. 45 scored down to 110 now. Lush going to need to do some work to get to and out from the 262. There is a 46 scored. Another dart near the bull with the first. Cali Kid requires 110. Looks like he found the double 19 on his last 59 scored for him. Back to the Lush at 216.
Yeah, 59. Bad.
And he finds a double 18 with his last. So that'll be 76. So Cali Kid going to put in a correction. He scored 59, not 58. And he will be left with 51 after he puts that in. Looking to clean it up. One dart for double 16. Misses outside. Cannot connect on double 16. Lush going to have an opportunity from 140. And it's off. And that's an unfortunate third, but like the stay there, 41 scored, leaves him 99. Cali Kid requires 32, and will get it with the first dart. Game shot and the leg to the Cali Kid as he goes up 4-0 now. Continuing to roll the train. He's got darts in hand coming back to the board. Game on! So, now I am looking at my countertop, trying to find inspiration for this breakfast question that I owe you. Cali Kid got off to a great start with a 125, followed up with a 60. Who's your breakfast question? I'm looking. I'm seeing bananas. All right, bananas. That's the key right now. All right, 28 viewers out there. Give me a breakfast you would make that would incorporate bananas into the cooking process. So it's not just like, oh, I'm going to eat this and have a banana on the side. No. Incorporate it into your dish. Bananas. Tell me your banana-y breakfast. 28 viewers out there, let me know. Magic Wizard Pinball says, pumpkin beer, I'm drinking a Victory Jamaican rum and soda. So I'm assuming by Victory Jamaican rum soda, it means that you won, so congratulations on the victory. Kilf saying Schlafly Pumpkin is real good, but I'd also shout out Ale Works from Virginia. I'm not saying that I don't like other pumpkin beers, because I do. But I've yet to have one that's better. That's all I'm saying. Chatter09 says pumpkin beers are effing disgusting. But that's his prerogative. That's all cool. It's all good. There's an 85 from Cali Kid, or correction, an 81 from Cali Kid. Went the wrong way there. Yota J. Musin, get him, Cali. Kilf saying, is Yorkshire rules just no trebles? Chatter09 says he will incorporate the bananas into the garbage. Dave Little Toast says banana bread. Author Photo says bananas are disgusting. What is happening? Why do you guys hate delicious things? There's a 59 from Cali Kid. I'll get back to you because Cali's in checkout position. I can't even read that. Bananas are gross. You guys get out.
That's why.
You guys get out of here. There's a 79 from the Lush this time. He found one at the top, so he was going to match the 134 of Cali Kid, but Cali's going to have the first opportunity. And it's off. .41 scored from the Cali Kid will get him down to 93. Lush's attempt from 134 now. It is off as well. But it's a good third dart. 98 scored, which will leave him 36. Cali requires 93. And eye roll.
I like my eye roll.
He likes the eye rolls. Well, he's earning a bunch of them. That is 53 scored from the Cali Kid. Leaves himself tops.
Sorry about that.
Requires double 18. You're good. Inside to double 9. Oh, and that one is just inside. You see how close that is to the double segment. 9 left. Cali Kid requires 40 inside to the Rascal.
Got it.
And Rascal will not deny his redheaded brethren this time. Game shot and the leg to Cali Kid as he goes up 5-0 now over the Lush. Able to connect on double 10. We go to the 6th leg of the match with Lush having darts in hand. Game on! All right, we'll go back to the chat now. You guys did some stuff. You were talking about bananas being gross and whatever. Slap a Pappy asking if chocolate chip banana pancakes are too basic. Absolutely not. That sounds great. I love that answer. Kilf saying bananas are gross. GTFO. There's a nice ton to start things off for Cali Kid. Magic Wizard Pinball says 4 blended bananas and a whole head of raw broccoli. Breakfast of vegans. You and DJ Mike Hughes can go have a party. That sound... A whole head of broccoli in a smoothie with bananas? What is wrong with you people? Alky Darts strawberry banana smoothie work? Sure does. That sounds good. Congra says, you can cook bananas? I usually just swallow them whole. DNK275, thank you for joining the chat. Banana peanut butter pancakes. Like that. I like that one. Let's see. What else do we got? What else we got? Scrolling. Nope. That's it. That's all the answers we got so far. Kilf says, what's the best breakfast? Bananas, a Hefeweizen. Yeah. Author Photo saying, pretty sure bananas are one of the most commonly disliked foods. Who determines what's the most commonly disliked food? Come on. Get out of here with that. Come at me. Bananas are delicious. I'm going to throw that out there. There's a nice 60 for the Lush. We'll get back to the darting action now. We've read enough of that garbage. I like to do better when you guys are all quiet. This is bullshit. There's a nice ton from Cali Kid, though. He's able to get that in there. So both players throwing pretty well here. Lush has been throwing some consistent scores. You see 358s and a 60. There's a 45 from him this time. He'll get just below 200 at 199. Cali Kid's had a couple of tons and a handful of scores in the 40s. And there is another one at 45, but it gets him down to 127. Lush looking to join the double out party from 199. $43 will be enough. Gets down to 156. Cali Kid, an attempt for 127. And it's off. Lush requires 156. First two are into the single 20. It's off, but he keeps them all straight. He'll get down to 96, get under 100. The Cali Kid requires 105. It was a tough first start from Cali Kid. Finding the treble 1, took that off. Goes into the 20, 82. Looked like he went after the 16 potentially with the last, but he found the single 7, 75 remaining. Lush requires 96. And Lush will have 60 remaining coming back after scoring 36. Cali Kid requires 75. One dart for tops. And it's inside, goes Cali Kid. Cannot connect. Lush going to have an opportunity to the 2-dart combo finish 60. That's just inside the double. Can he stack on top? Oh, that's pulled inside into the treble 137. Going to have to work to clean that up. So let's see if Lush can leave himself a good finish. He finds the treble 5 instead of the single. So 22 remaining, 38 scored. Over to Cali Kid requiring double 10. And it looks like the Rascal is going to say yes once again. Game shot and the leg to Cali Kid as he is now up 6-0 as the redheads stick together in that red bit of the double 10. Cali going to have darts in hand. Game on! $80 scored to start things off for Cali Kid. Scrolling through some of the chat here. Yota JMU has spammed so many crim eye rolls out there in the world. It looks like 74 for the Lush. Had a scooter dart in there as a second after finding treble 18 with a first. Pitts 2 saying irrational confidence. MF and oh, it's a bot. We got botted again. Hey, how about that? Pitts 2 says I need to start taking lessons from Cali Kid. At least in doubling. That's how you win. There's a 45 scored from the Lush. And the author is quoting exactly what the bot said. So author's about to get himself banned. There's 85 scored from Cali Kid. He gets back in that triple bed. Off to a very nice start. 80, 60, 85. And it's a 41 coming in on the right side of the screen. So Lush with the first 9 at 53. Cali Kid with the first 9 of 75. Looking to add to it. First dart's in the treble again. And the third looks to be high, so another 85 potentially. Oh, it's a 66. That third dart going all the way into the 1 there. It's still left with 210. Lush scoring 45. Gets himself under 300. 296. Cali Kid down to 210 already. And improving. And it's a ton 25 for Cali Kid, so he's going to get all the way down to 85. Some serious pressure being put on the Lush to continue the scoring. There's a good treble with the second, though. Going to get another. It looks like he can. Looks like a ton 40 for the Lush. waiting for it to be input. He's double checking himself. It is a ton 40 scored for the Lush as he gets into checkout position at 156. Cali Kid, though, at 85 looking to finish. That first start looks like it's just inside on the treble 15. It's a 20. He had a shot at the bull, misses into the 7. 43 remaining. The Lush, can he take out this 156 for a crazy last 6? He cannot. The first start sails high into the single 20. It's 41 scored for the Lushy. He drops down to 115. Cali Kid requires 43. Finds the 8. He wanted the 11 for double 16. He does find a 3, though, so he's got one shot at it. He goes outside with the last dart. Cannot connect on double 16. Left with 32. Lush requires 115. First we'll find the 3. That will take it off. And it's going to be 43 scored for the Lush, down to 72. Cali Kid requires 32. That's into the 8 now to double 12. And that's just inside to double 6.
Got it.
But he will find the double 6 on the right side of the board. Game shot and the leg to Cali Kid. As he takes another one, he goes up 7-1 here. Or correction, 7-0. The Lush with darts in hand trying to make it 7-1. Game on! Cali Kid, besides that first leg, the doubling has been exquisite on the left side. It's not given the Lush a ton of opportunities to make up ground or even get a whole lot of looks at it. They both struggled in that first, maybe it was the second leg. There was one leg where both of them struggled, got into the 2 and 1.
Nope.
Oh, and it's a ton 40 for the Lush. Had the sweat. It was on. So outside of that one leg where both of them missed a handful of doubles, it's been Cali Kid checking out with relatively good efficiency to keep the Lush at bay, and that has been really the difference of this 7-0 match to this point. There's a 41 scored from the Lush, but thanks to that ton 40, he's out to a good lead, trying to get one on the board to join the fall 2020 season. It looks like an 80. Oh, it's just a 40. The third dart just below that treble. And looking to avoid the whitewash is the Lush. There's another 41 for him, dropping him down to 234. Cali Kid still above 350. So off to a much slower start than he has been in all the other legs. 36, maybe losing a little bit of focus, riding the 7-0 lead. But obviously every leg matters here. It's the Lush trying to find it. Looks like 41 once again, down to 193, but he's under 200 after just 15. Cali Kid languishing back. And it's just 30 scored. He will remain above 300. So the Lush out to a good lead. But again, no lead is safe. Got to be able to finish. Got to be able to double out. But Lush looks like he's in good position to give himself plenty of opportunity to do so. There's a great cover shot for the Lush. 97 scored. He'll drop down to 96, get under 100. Cali Kid going to need a big turn to charge back. There's a ton. That's a good start, but he's still above 200, and the Lush requires 96. And Lush is going to score 38 there, get down to 58 remaining. Cali Kid's back at 211. And now he'll need a treble to get there. Just 22, a little roadhouse double deuce action, does not get it. Lush requires 58. Finds the treble 4 for 12. He's got one dart for double 18. He cannot find it, goes outside, but he will be coming back as Cali Kid back at 189. That's a good second dart. 85 scored for Cali Kid, down to 104, and Lush 3 darts at 8 at double 18. He cannot connect, and it's a miss into the 4. Not a bad miss, though, because it will still leave 32. Cali Kid requires 104. Oh, I can't tell if that second dart's a treble 20 or treble 1.
Aaron, what are you doing?
I think it was a treble 1, so it's just 30 scored. It was, so back to the Lush, now double 16. It's into the 8 to double 12. That's a good marker if he can use it. Oh, he clips off the left side of it instead of the inside mark, and it is just 8 scored, 24 remaining. Cali Kid requires 74. Cali Kid, 1 dart at tops. And it goes well outside, but now there's certainly pressure on the Lush. He's at double 12. That's inside to double 6.
Second dart.
And he will get it with the second game shot and the leg going to the Lush as he gets 2 points on the board for the FODL 2020 season. Avoids the whitewash in the final leg, but it is going to be Cali Kid taking a 7-1 victory this evening. And we're going to go to the interview portion of this match when the players are ready, and we will try to start with the Lush whenever we get the cameras flipped around. Slappy Pappy comes in saying, nice finish there, Lush E, Yota JMU, hashtag no sweep. We're going to go over to the Lush. Lush, obviously not the way you wanted to get the fall 2020 season underway. Looked like at times the throw was getting away from you there, especially with a couple of loose darts going towards the bull. Talk to us about the performance this evening and how comfortable you felt in the season opener.
No, I had a great time. I mean, Cali threw freaking great. So, no, it was fun to get back on cast and get back throwing. I haven't thrown in here in weeks. So, I mean, this was to be expected. I am a little bit surprised I haven't been playing in person, and that's been, like, going fine. Definitely a lot better than my performance was tonight, but part of that's just, I don't know what it is. It always feels like night and day when I'm at a bar versus when I'm home. I don't know if it's because I'm throwing into the closet or because I have these shelves here, or, whatever the thing might be that's throwing me off. But no, it just felt really loose in a bad way. Just like my throw wasn't dialed in. I mean, like half the darts that landed in 13 or 6 or whatever were like aimed at treble 20, so they were just slipping. I finally got my heat working for the first time in the apartment here. I just had to cover up my shirt. That's why I have the hoodie on. But so I was a little bit sweaty when I was throwing. They were slipping a little bit there. But no, I mean, just, Cali was dialed in, and I'm just not sharp. So, that's how it goes. But it was fun to throw some darts.
I was going to ask, because you made that point, so throwing in the in-person leagues at the bar in a more open space that you've been doing well, do you think that because you do have an interesting setup just based on the way that your house is designed, where you are literally throwing into a closet, like you're throwing through a door frame into a closet, does that, just kind of seeing that, because I know the one of the few times I've gone out and I've played in an in-person tournament was at a place in Philly, and they had the light board that was kind of over the top, which was structured in that pointed down, and I was like, trying to throw a double 20 kind of freaked me out because I thought that in the arc it was going to hit. Do you think that subconsciously, like maybe throwing into a framed out closet like that kind of affects you in a negative way?
It can, for sure. I mean, again, like I've thrown on this setup for 9 months to a year. I don't know. So it's not awful. Like I don't feel bad going for like one side of the board over the other, outside of like I can't like, obviously if I block myself, I can't like walk over here to correct, So I mean, it is what it is. It doesn't affect me too much, but it definitely like it can be a factor when I'm just like lining everything up. But no, it's just, I don't know. I just didn't get in the groove. Like I've been like trying to work on my my throw a bit, and every time that I do that and I'm thinking about my throw when I'm playing, even when I know that I shouldn't be, it has a negative effect. So it is what it is. That's still a lot of time in the season to get caught back up.
Yeah, I can relate to you there on not being able to move left. I can only move right with my setup because my Aki is set up right behind my couch, so I can't actually shift over that. So I definitely feel you there. Obviously not the result you wanted. Looking forward into next week, looking to rebound. You're going to have Deadhead Darter on the schedule for Game Week 2. What's the game plan to get ready for that one?
I don't know. I was feeling really good going into the night, and like you saw, I threw a ton 80 in warm-ups. Like I was feeling really good. So I don't know. I'll probably, depending on if I have time, I might jump in the throw channel, try and get a few more competitive matches on this board, and just kind of get comfortable throwing in here again. But outside of that, I mean, I love Deadhead. I'm looking forward to playing him. That said, he just barely beat me out in the playoffs last year, so I'd like to get a little bit of revenge, and obviously I have some ground to make up. So hopefully, a different result from tonight. But again, I mean, Cali was on freaking fire with his doubles. And I just wasn't that sharp on either my scoring or my doubling. So, I mean, the result was to be expected tonight, and hats off to him. And, looking forward to playing Deadhead, and hopefully it's a different story coming out of it.
Well, Lush, we're looking forward to what you do the rest of the season. Enjoyed having you on the stream as always. If nothing else from the positive, avoided the whitewash tonight, so you got that last one, something to build on there. Good luck the rest of the way, and we'll talk to you a little bit later.
Cool. Cheers. Great cast, Radar. Great throwing, Cali.
Hey, always a pleasure, Lush.
And we will go over to Cali Kid. Cali coming out in the FODL 2020 fall season, putting FODL B on notice. We know it's been a gauntlet, coming out winning 7-1. Talk to us about how you felt your performance went this evening.
You know what? Kind of like with the Lush, I've probably only thrown for like 25 minutes since my last match in the last season. So yeah, I feel pretty good. I always knew I can score well, which kind of showed except for that last leg. So, but overall, I'm very happy with my doubling. Besides the first leg of 501, where he and I got all those bad ones out. So that's probably what helped me focus up a little bit more. Was that one bad 501 checkout leg?
Yeah, that was really the difference in the match when you look at it this evening. I mean, you got to doubles first, I would say, in the majority of the legs, but when you got there, you didn't give him the opportunity to catch up, because we've seen Lush take out a lot of big finishes before, especially with the double doubles. He loves them, but you didn't give him that opportunity. So doubling was a key. You said you haven't thrown a whole lot. Was that kind of a surprise to you to see your doubling be that well, or your doubling go that well this evening?
Yeah, no, for me it's weird, but I never know who's going to show up, what version of me. There's days I score and I can't double out, and there's the nights like this where I am doubling out well. So I think that helped. I didn't have any bad habits except for that last one. I started getting a little jerky with my throws, so I wasn't scoring. But sometimes the time off helps. But I knew coming into this that hey, and now getting back into B again and staying in B this season, I know how every point is crucial, and I'm happy I'm getting to I got throw against Lush, because last season was 4-4. I was expecting the same, very similar type aspect, but the fact that I got to go up 7-1, that's huge in B. So that's going to help a lot down the road come those last two game weeks, getting to get 7-1 on this.
That's definitely massive in the FODL B division. We know, the running joke is everything's a 4-4 tie, so anytime you can get those extra leg wins is going to set you apart. And I'm actually looking now in the sheet, because it looks like, okay.
I'm on top of B. I don't know if that's ever happened. So you're Deadhead on top of B.
You're tied. You're tied with Deadhead. So. Deadhead looks like in the match that was running at the same time as yours, Deadhead and DJ. That one was also 7-1 in favor of Deadhead. So you guys are currently tied atop, making sure with the bonus points there isn't anything crazy or screwy going on. So it's going to be you and Deadhead tied at the top. Going into Game Week 2, you've got the FODL C newcomer Barboy on the schedule. So what's the game plan to get ready for that one? Another great flow match for that one.
Right. I mean, honestly, I don't know if I'll do much more. I mean, if I have a chance to throw some darts, great. But I just need to I'm out here just focus on trying to have my release right for my doubles and kind of hit tonight. So for me, if I practice, doesn't mean it's going to transfer to the actual game. Kind of like with my golf, range and course, it doesn't matter. It just matters during the game. So I've got my throw down. I just got to make sure I can execute on the doubles, and that is with any division. It's your doubling, and if you can be good on your doubling, you're going to more than likely win more matches than you lose.
Yeah, the way things have shaken out, everything's very competitive, so doubles are a huge factor, and the way the matches will tilt. 7-1 in your favor tonight, Cali Kid. Congratulations on this match. Good luck the rest of the way, and we'll talk to you a little bit later.
Hey, appreciate Lush. Always a pleasure throwing with you. Radar, good job. And thank you, Rascal. I needed you a couple times tonight, so I appreciate it.
Well, we will see coming up. A little spoiler, more darts when we return. We will see if the Rascal can bail himself out, as it's going to be a FODL A division match, the Author and Red Rascal. Don't go anywhere. More darts coming up here. Darts Night on Twitch, Thursday night edition, Fall 2020, here at the First Online Dart League.
Ugh. Hey, nice 7, dog. Way to waste that. Surgical.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are getting ready to come back for our third match of tonight's triple header. But before we get to that, do not forget the FODL Weekly podcast. It exists. It's a thing. It's for real. It is hosted by FODL A and Red Rascal. It is available wherever you get your podcasts. I don't believe they did a pre-season show, but they should have another one shortly after the Gameweek 1 ends, probably in the vicinity of next Monday-ish is when it'll be available wherever you get your podcasts. There's no definitive time, so just keep refreshing eternally until the new episode shows up. Wherever you get your podcast, just hit the refresh button. Just hit it. It's easy. It's F5. Just do it. There's 26 of you out there, and I'm just berating you for listening to the podcast or not listening to the podcast. Whatever you want to do. But it's available if you're a podcast guy. If you're a podcast person, it's there. It's there. But again, triple header action. Our final match of tonight's evening is going to be a FODL A matchup between the Author, thrown out of Harrisonburg, Virginia. Last season finished in 8th place in FODL A, throwing with 22. Oh, damn. I got to stand by because it says he's throwing with 22-gram data dart Jockey Wilsons, but he told me he was throwing with something else. I'm scrolling through my stuff to find it. He doesn't have to say it out loud. Don't say it out loud. I got it. He's throwing with 20-gram legend Eric Bristow's hashtag King Author 180. Don't you try to. This is my cast. This is my cast. You cannot take it away from me. He's going up against FODL A newcomer. Well, for this season. He's been there before. But he's a newcomer for this season, the Red Rascal out of Richmond, Virginia. Last season, he finished second in the FODL B division, earning auto promotion into FODL A, throwing with the 21-gram Harrow's Orbit darts. Hashtag Rascal says yes. Looking at the standings here in FODL A, obviously this is the last match in FODL A to be played. Surgeon and Degrubs finished in a 6-3 victory for Degrubs. All the other matches are 5-4. So it's going to be dependent on bonus points to separate all of those people. Looking at the schedule here for FODL A, speaking of bonus points, King Raj and Degrubs both throwing 9 marks in cricket. Degrubs taking out Dilly Dilly's 3.68 with a 4.17 MPR. Ooh. King Raj has thrown a 14 darter. That's going to be tough to beat. A lot of stuff that's tough to beat. A lot of it is. Something that shouldn't be necessarily that tough to beat, the highest 501 throw. Nobody has qualified yet. This is the last match in FODL A. You got to throw 141. The best checkout is a tie between King Raj and Degrubs. They're tying in the cricket throw as well. They're the only ones that have bonus points so far. King Raj and Degrubs each have 3. Looking at the statistics at the end of last season, Red Rascal finished 11th in the league in MPR with a 2.34. The Author was 17th with a 2.22. In 501, however, you flip that around. The Author was 11th in the FODL with a 53.48, and Red Rascal was 24th in 501 with a 48.65. What does that mean for tonight? Absolutely nothing, not a goddamn thing, because it's a brand new season, so we're going to get it going. The author has won the cork. It's an A-division match, which means he has earned the darts. And if our players are ready, we will get this final match of the evening underway. Red Rascal, are you ready?
Rascal's ready.
The author, are you ready?
The author.
I'm going to assume that's yes, that the author is ready. The author's got darts in hand to get this thing going. Game on!
Shoot
well, Rich. Love you, buddy.
And I you.
Your dad's GF says he literally doesn't know why he's even here. Dilly isn't playing or casting, and he missed the breakfast question. You've missed 2 breakfast questions, in fact, your dad's GF. But maybe there will be there's potential for a third. There's a potential for a third. Don't ever forget it. Breakfast can happen in any match at any time during 501. And Red Rascal will match with a single 20 of his own. Author says enough of the singles. There is 7 20s for the author, finding the treble with the second and third dart, putting 100 points up on the board. And boosted that MPR to 4.0. Red Rascal is dropping down to 19s now. Looks like he will get just a single mark there as well. So again, Red Rascal was in the top 25% in cricket last season, off to a slow start here. Maybe some nerves back in the FODL A division, potentially, but he's going to shake him off quickly, as it looks like he will get a 7 mark into the 19s, and he's got 95 points all of a sudden. Both players with the 7 mark here in the early goings. The author now looking to get points. He missed the 19 with his first dart. He only needed 1 to close it. Goes back up to 20s, gets a single with his last. So we go back to the Red Rascal.
Come on.
He will match with just a single, so it's not enough to take the point lead. And the author will get the 19s closed. And it's going to be a 5-mark visit from the author. 7 for 5 for the author, finding the treble 19, a treble 20, and a single 20. As he gets back out in front, gets the 19s closed. Red Rascal on the move to 18s. He will find a single. Clearly says my name, GF Caster, she. I didn't. What? Did I just misgender you? Did I even say anything about your gender? I said, is joining the chat. Your dad's GF joined the chat. Missed the breakfast question. There's always potential for more. I don't know how I don't know what I said. Speaking of, the author's going to find another treble 17 and a single 16. Another 4 mark for the author. The author going pretty well here. But looks like Red Rascal may find another 7 mark. That one's very close, and it is another 7 mark for Red Rascal. 7 16s. However, it's not enough to put him back in the point lead. Author's looking to close the 16s. He'll do it. Third dart. 2 singles. Back over to Red Rascal. And he goes over to the 15s, gets a single mark there. The author, that big 3.6 swinging around.
Ooh.
Oh, that'll take a chunk out of it. It's a miss from the author. But like I said the other night in the chat, you know you're throwing pretty well if you're able to miss and still have an MPR over 3. There's 4 15s from the Rascal, not giving anything up yet. The author, his first start was at the 20s. He'll find 1 and 1 as he drops down to 15, gets the single 15 at the last. LA, your dad's GF says LMAO, relax who's ever casting. I'm not actually upset, but yes, you keep saying he when it's the whole thing is, oh. I see. All right. I mean, I'm pretty relaxed. I'm honestly not concerned about it. Author gets the 15s closed. Red Rascal looks like he wants to try to make this thing a bull race. He closes off the 20s. Author needs 3 bulls to finish this leg off. And it doesn't look like he'll get any. That third dart just into that 3, so can't even find a good stray. It was close to the 17, though. And Rascal continues his campaign to make it a bull race, and with that third dart into the treble 17, he is successful in doing so. So now all that's left is the center. The author very close, but coming up empty there. Red Rascal needs 5. The author needs 3. Rascal's going to find at least 2. It is 3, though, finding the bullseye with the second dart. Now it's author needing 3, and Red Rascal only needs 2.
Oh, my.
And the author, again, another miss. And it's Red Rascal now with the advantage, needing just 2 to finish this off.
Bullseye!
And he'll find it with the third dart with a bullseye. Game shot and the leg to Red Rascal coming all the way back. Aggressive play trying to make it a bull race, but it ends up paying off as the author could not find the center. And Red Rascal gets on the board 1-0 with a break of throw, meaning he will come back to the board with darts in hand. Game on! There are 3 20s for Red Rascal, finding tops in there. Pearson once says, girl on the internet equals guy in real life. That's good stuff. There's a single 19 for D'Offer. Red Rascal, though, finding another trouble. He stays down on the 17, so a 4-mark turn for him, 3-19, single 17. Big man Bearded saying, wow. Author, however, getting to the 18s, and he is going to turn it around. He'll get 5 of them up there and get into the point lead, force the Rascal to go back, get more points. And again, the third dart is salvaging, finding the treble 20 with the last. And the author is going to get a single 18 with his last. He was looking for the salvaging treble as well, could not find it. Rascal's moving over to the 18s. 3 steady singles will get it closed. Back to the author. Down a couple of wedges here. Oh, and it's tough bounce out. See ya! As that one finds the floor. 2-17 scored.
Oh, come on with that.
Red Rascal unrelenting. He gets 2 17s. He already had a mark in there.
Oh, yeah.
But he got it closed. And author again on the move. Over to 16s now. He finds a next door neighbor treble into the 8. So just 2 once again. And Rascal found himself trailing at this point in the leg last time. Now running from out in front. He's got 2 into the 16. Unable to get it closed. So the opportunity is there for the author to seize. And he is going to get 2 16s and elect to get one of the wedges closed with a single 17. Although Red Rascal is going to take the point lead back with his first dart into the single 20. He finds a treble 16. It's only going to count for 1 anyway. 1-1, but he gets the 16s closed on the author. Author now bouncing over to the right side of the board to the 15s. And maybe just a single. Could be a miss, though, depending on the second dart. So the second dart is the one that found the target. And Rascal will find 3 and get the 15s closed. Author struggled on the bull in the first leg, but now he needs it in the second. It's the only place to score. Man, he's got to be wondering where those darts were in that first leg. A hat trick to start things off for the author. 3 bulls as he gets it closed. To at least put maybe a little bit of worry in the Red Rascal's mind. But again, another third dart treble as he switches up to the 20s. Gets 60 points on the board. The author is back into the bull. Just a single, though. That third dart clipped in, but couldn't get enough of a deflection into the bull. Rascal's looking for 3 to finish it.
Just 1 and 9.
He gets 1, gets a stray 19 on the last. So continuing to get useful marks outside of the bull, despite aiming at it. The author, no such luck. All of his misses are finding the black wedges there that do not count here in cricket. Where, again, first dart for the Red Rascal is into the 19s, and it's a bullseye finish. Once again, Red Rascal, game shot and the leg as he sweeps the cricket portion of this match. He is up 2-0. You know that the criminal has been downplaying Red Rascal joining the FODL A division, but he is up 2-0 here in cricket. Author's got darts in hand going to 5-1 now. Game on! And it's 45 scored for the author. Degrubs saying Rascal, all caps. There's some chat in the... There's some chat going on about cosplay. Kilf asking the question, which FODL personality is most likely to LARP? It's Dilly, 100%. He's gone to conventions and cosplay.
Who's most likely to what?
LARP.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's not that there's anything wrong with that. Like, that's cool stuff. There's huge conventions of that. Dilly has gone to a couple of them. Author found in trouble with the last one. Was only able to get 66. Red Rascal keeps all three of them straight into the single. Score 60.
Come on.
And there it is. There's a breakfast from the author. Single 5, single 20, single 1. And it's going to happen in the first leg of the match this time, so I don't have to sweat waiting, trying to avoid it. So, our third and final breakfast question of the evening. This one's for your dad's GF. Well, I mean, I'm going to say I'm at least going to dedicate it to you because I know that's pretty much the only reason you come to our streams and watch. But I'm going to have to think of it. Or, since you've joined your dad's GF, I will defer. If you've got a breakfast question that you really want to ask the chat, I'll allow you to do it. If you don't come up, so I'll give you to the end of the leg to come up with your own breakfast question to pose to the chat. And if you don't, then I'll think of something. How about that? How about that, your dad's GF? Because you are probably the biggest fan of the breakfast question. So you can be in charge of it if you want. If you can't think of anything by the end of the leg, I'll think of something and we'll get it out there. Red Rascal calls that he's going to be doing a dart repair. I guess he's got to do some fixings on a flight or a stem or something, but we are back in action now. And there's another breakfast. So Red Rascal's thinking about that food. I like that response when I started talking about the breakfast question. Where your dad's GF was like, I'm listening, ho. It says KK, so your dad's GF could be coming up with a breakfast question. I'm excited for this, actually. All right, so this is the breakfast question coming from your dad's GF. What is the most disgusting and trash American breakfast ever? 36 viewers out there. We want to know what the most disgusting and garbage American-style breakfast is. And we just dropped to 34 viewers. Kilf is saying he's got to think Midwest. This is a good one. Because you were the one that asked it, your dad's GF, I'm going to have to try to figure out an answer for you. Red Rascal is going to leave himself the big fish on 133, though it is off.
My answer is the appropriately named shit on a shingle.
Red Rascal's going to go with shit on a shingle. 57 score for the author, going down to 76. Red Rascal requires the big fish, and it's off. Get that emote spammed into the chat there for the big fish, especially just 22 Roadhouse. Author requires 76. One dart for tops.
Got it.
And he will find it with the third game shot and the leg to the author. As he gets on the board, making it 1-2 as he gets a hold of throw here in the 501 portion. Red Rascal going to have the darts in the second leg of 501. Game on.
Jesus Christ.
Let's see.
25.
Your dad's GF says, I vote McGriddles, but still eats them all the time. Slinger says Waffle House. Alky Dart saying grapefruit. FO Dart League says, don't trash Waffle House. So FO Dart League, a.k.a. Dilly Dilly, coming to the defense of Waffle House. Kilf says he's watched multiple people in Wisconsin house cheese curds at 9 a.m., but cheese curds are delicious. I don't think that's a disgusting or trash breakfast. Congress says he can't answer that as a Brit. Pearson 1 says a Rochester garbage plate. And then in parentheses he said, not really, but he said realistically, probably Scrapple. Red Rascal got breakfasts on the mind from that start. Big Man Bearded saying Denny's. I'll disagree with that too. You know, people like to crap on Waffle House, IHOP, Denny's, all those, but I mean, realistically, there's nothing wrong with any of them. Fireman saying shit on a shingle is good, though. It just sounds gross. Cali Kid, is there really bad breakfast, though? Yes. The Kilf says Mrs. Scarf isn't listening tonight, but the answer is grits. For American breakfast, I'm going to go a little bit basic here because I don't know if this exists anywhere else, but grape nuts. Like the cereal grape nuts is absolutely fucking disgusting. That's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. Like, I know it's healthy, but it's just awful. Red Rascal pouring in a nice 100. Author is at 168. I'm not going to eye roll it, though, because it wasn't bad math, per se. It was just that he missed the target there. But there's 41 to get him onto a finish at 127. Rascal looking to join him at 190. That looks like a solid 60 with a tight grouping down to the babyfish 130, but the author requires 127. Could not find the treble 19 to leave the bull. 104 left with the final dart, and he gets just 24 scored down to 103. Red Rascal requires 130. It will be off as well. 41 scored down to 89. Author 103. Treble 15 leaves 88. Correction, treble 5. 15 scored, 88. That's what I meant. Regardless, 88 remaining. Author 2 darts in hand. He's going to have 1 at tops. Oh, he could not take out the ton plus finish, but gave it a good run. Found the treble 16 to leave tops. 40 left. Red Rascal requires 89. It looks like it was into the 7, so he wanted the treble 20 to leave double 11. Oh, and finds the treble 15 there when he wanted the treble 10.
52-72.
Author requires 40.
First dart.
And he'll find it with the first dart. Game shot and the leg going to the author as he levels this match at 2 apiece as he breaks the throw. So Red Rascal sweeping cricket. Author currently on the sweep in 5-1, and he's got darts in hand coming back to the board. Game on! Cali Kid answering the breakfast question saying Del Taco's breakfast. He said it's no bueno and it's no Taco Bell breakfast. Taco Bell breakfast is pretty good. I'm just going to throw that out there. There's a nice ton 35 from Red Rascal. Finding that treble 5, but he got 2 into the treble 20. Kilf says if you don't have bad experiences at Denny's, you're either too drunk or not drunk enough. I've gone to Denny's sober and had just a pleasant time. I'm just going to say that.
Denny's underrated.
Pearson 1 says, actually, grape nuts might actually be granulated corrugated cardboard. Yeah, it's awful. Deadhead 180 says, who goes and orders grape nuts out? That wasn't the question. The question was, what was the worst American breakfast? It doesn't have to say you ordered it in or out. It's just the worst one. Obviously, I'm not ordering grape nuts out because I don't want to eat grape nuts. I'm just saying it's awful. That's all. That's all. Alky Dart says Sonic has the best breakfast burrito. So we're just on a breakfast kick right now. There's a ton 21 from the author. He's getting a 2 treble visit in. Kilf saying that he had Beyond breakfast sausage the other week. Beyond sausages are very good, but the breakfast sausages were awful. Take it up with DJ Mike Hughes. Good stuff. Good stuff. See, now we got some lively chatter. Where has this been all evening? This is what I'm talking about. This is what I like. This is what I like, people. When the 35 of you that are out there in the chat get involved. I love the discussion. I love being a part of it. Love everything about it. And I believe that's going to be a 139. I think the author debated going for the maximum just for the thought of going for the maximum, but eventually went for the 19. He will leave 60. And there's a 3 scored. Just trace. And the author requires 60. 2 dart combo, 2 for tops. Let's It's just outside. It's a good marker if you can use it.
Third dart.
And he'll find it with the third. Game shot. And the leg to the author as he has now turned it around. 3 on the bounce, on the skip, on the trot, on the run, on the go, on the fly. And it's Red Rascal now on the run. As he's got darts in hand. Game on. But he'll open up this leg with a nice ton, trying to get his first leg of 501 in his return to FODL A on the board. As I finish my pumpkin ale, and we go ahead and... Oh, that's just a beautiful sound right there, isn't it? Gotta love the sound of a cracking can. And since I've gone with 2 heavier beverages, I'm trying to mix it up. This is a little lighter. It's a Coors grapefruit seltzer. So Coors entering the seltzer game. I felt obligated to try it because as far as light beers go, Coors Light is my favorite and the best. So as a Coors fanboy, had to try it. I will say, their seltzers are not bad. I won't say they're the best. I still think that White Claw has the best flavor. Although White Claw, I would say, has some of the more limited range of flavors, but they taste the best. So there's a lot that goes into that, but White Claw, I think, is still the champion. In my personal opinion, these ones are good. At times they have a little bit of a bitter aftertaste. Although the grapefruit one's a little bit better. So maybe it was just the raspberry that wasn't very good. But that grapefruit is awfully nice. So maybe I have to revisit my rankings. Rascal with another breakfast. So if you have not answered the breakfast question, we got 38 viewers. This one was brought to you by your dad's GF. And it was, what is the worst American breakfast? I tossed that one to your dad's GF as he or she. I'm not going to gender you at all. He or she, they, whatever pronoun you prefer, is one of the biggest fan of the breakfast questions. One of the few reasons why he, she, it, they watches the cast. So I wanted to give the opportunity to one of our big fans of the breakfast questions. So that one comes to you from your dad's GF. What is the worst American breakfast? As Red Rascal is going to get an 89 there, finding a treble 17. He's the first onto an out at 144. Author looking to join him. He's back at 181 right now.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, 7 scores. Surgical. Not going to do it, though. He's back at 174. Red Rascal with the first shot at 144. It is off. He's looking to clean it up, and it's a 21. So if you're of legal drinking age, wherever you happen to be enjoying adult beverages, go ahead and take a drink for the 21 scored, because it's the legal drinking age here in the United States. Author's going to score 44, get down to 130. The babyfish, Red Rascal, requires 123. It's off, first starts into the 7. I will say this grapefruit one is really good. It's pretty good. Author at 130.
Oh
it's off, first start, left into the 5. .45 score drops the author down to 85. Red Rascal requires 108.
How was
Well,
Interesting route there from Red Rascal, but he'll leave himself 50. Rascal requires 85, or the author requires 85, excuse me. That's just below into the treble 2. 79 left. And he wanted the treble 19 to try to leave double 11, but missed. So it's going to be 45 scored, which will leave tops. Red Rascal requires 50. He wanted the 18 for the 32, but that looks to be a 1. So he's got 49. Could be a treble 1, though. It's pretty close in there. Must have been a single. Hits the single 17. One dart for double 16, and that is well inside into the 16. That's not a bust. He'll have 16 remaining, the author on tops. He's been good on tops. So. That third dart gave it a run, sniffed at the wire, but it's a miss. So Red Rascal has corrected his score. He's got 16 remaining. Looking for double 8, and he gets it with the first dart. Game shot and the leg to Red Rascal as he levels the match at 3 apiece. Getting his first leg of 501. He had swept Cricket. Author's going to have darts in hand coming back to the board now. Game on! Pierceode1 says he thought about pulling the trigger on the cores today, but he went with the Truly instead as the Author opens it up with 100. You know, this is going to be, this might be a little bit of a hot take. I think that Truly has the best range of flavors, but I think Truly is in the bottom half of taste in the seltzer game. I think Red Rascal would disagree with me heartily on this. But that's my personal opinion. I think they have a fantastic range of flavors, but I think as far as taste goes, Truly meh. We'll leave it at that. Meh. It's not that it's bad. It's just that
that's a truly bad take.
There are others that are better. Alki Darts pointing out, Alki, don't talk about it. I appreciate you pointing that out to me. It's a field goal fest. Under still in play. Appreciate it. Don't say it. Don't talk about it. Just it's like a pitcher throwing a no-hitter. Just leave it alone. Just leave it alone.
God.
I also need some other things because it's part of the parlay. So just shh. We're okay. Your dad's GF saying, literally I just watch darts. I don't even get what's going on. I just be watching. My puny little female brain can't comprehend. Sorry. Deadhead 180 saying for worst American breakfast, he said anything that doesn't have grease. Fireman actually coming in with a good answer. I like this answer. He said, in reality, I would say any type of eggs cooked over hard. That's a great answer. There is very little that is worse than like chalky, disgusting eggs. But I still think grape nuts are worse. Because worst case scenario, I can douse those chalky, disgusting eggs in hot sauce. I can't do anything to make grape nuts good. Pitts2 saying Pitts2 in the chat saying, God damn it, I'm going to be in last place in FODL A after week 1, huh? Yeah, that's what happens when you're trash and you're broken after losing the championship. It looks like an 85 for Red Rascal. Author a little bit out in front here. He's under 200. Red Rascal is just above at 211.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, and the Author's going to get a breakfast, but it's down to 158, which is enough for a finish. So if you have an answer breakfast question, I'll spit it out really quick before Author gets back to the board. Worst American breakfast, coming to you from your dad's GF. 57 scored. Rascals on a finish as well at 154. Author first shot at 158. It is off. First starts into the single 20. He'll score 60, leave himself on 98. Thought he might switch over to the 18 for the last. Did not. Red Rascal 154. That's off as well. Though I believe he's found the treble 18 with his second. So he's going to leave himself 60 after the 94 scored. The Author now with a little bit of pressure from 98.
Oh, come on.
Oh, and the Author wanted the treble 18 for the double 12. Did not find it. 42 scored down to 56. Rascal on 60. He's got 2 shots at tops. Outside with the first.
Oh.
And he chuckles. I think it's just inside. He'll be left with his namesake. Will he get a shot at it? Author's at 56. And Author's going to find the double 16. So now looking for double 12, trying to go lushy. That's a great marker. And he uses it to perfection. Look at how beautifully placed that dart is off the marker. Game shot in the leg with a lushy finish. Going to the Author, 4-3 up now. Holding the throw. Rascal was waiting on his namesake, and you know he loves it. That's why it's called the Rascal. He's got darts in hand for this second to last leg of the match. Game on! He's going to get things kicked off with an 85.
Oh my goodness. Child.
There's a 60 scored as we got children crying in the background. But you know, children, right? Like, we got darts to be played. We got important things going on. There's an 11 from Red Rascal. Go to the online casino,
Richard,
go
kids'
to
voice down
roulette,
here, my
bet
girl.
it, spin it, and win it. Pearson1 says he likes their taste more than White Claw, honestly. That's I mean, again, it's just my opinion. I'm just offering it to the peoples. It might be a 57
I
to
think
33.
Natty Light seltzers have the best flavor, but not the most diverse.
Dude, the Aloha Beaches flavor in Natty Light Seltzer is so good.
Yeah, it is. I like their cherry one too.
Come on, you fucking idiot.
Isn't it strawberry and lime?
There's a cherry one with Natty Light.
What? I don't think I've seen that
Yeah.
one. All right. Dr. G Cox 1908 joining me saying Trulies are garbage. Pits2 saying Natty Light Seltzers are goat. There you go.
Yeah.
Kilf saying Trulies are pretty garbaggio. So a lot of people are agreeing with me on the Truly. Your dad's GF likes the Truly pineapple though. Fireman saying Vizzy is where it's at. What the hell is Vizzy? I haven't even heard of that. Dr. G Cox 1908 says he misses the Natter days. Dr. G Cox 1908, I tell you what, there's a nice ton 40 from the author. If you come up to Atlantic City, I've seen the Natter days in the liquor store where I shop pretty frequently. I can try to find that for you if you're really interested. And the author's going to back up the ton 40 with a ton scored. Pierce said once says the Trulies were also on sale. May have swayed the decision. There's a nice 100 from the Red Rascal. Gets under 200, but author's at 128 already. It is off for start, but he's going to look for a great setup here. He's got 80 for the first two. And he's going to find the single 8. He will score 88, leave himself on tops, be coming back to the board with it. Red Rascal trying to apply pressure now, 195. Good second dart. It's going to be 95 scored, leave himself with an even 100, but the author with an even 40. Inside now to the Rascal. And the Rascal plays himself as the author finds double 10. Game shot and the leg to the author as he secures a match victory 5-3, rubbing it in by doing it on the Rascal. The author's going to have darts in hand moving to the last leg of this match. Game on! Your dad's GF saying, gonna answer my own breakfast question again. Plain oatmeal and grits. Literally peasant food. That's not a bad answer either. If you're not going to season your oatmeal or grits, that's pretty good. Pretty good for a bad breakfast. It's pretty woof. Woof. Pits2 says he loves the Catalina lime mixer. Again, isn't that strawberry and lime, not cherry and lime? I don't know. Pearson 1 wasn't saying you're wrong, just stating a preference. Again, I'm trying to catch up on the chat now, scrolling. I'm just going to scroll. All right, we're back to the bottom. Degrubs saying he had a bit of larceny bourbon tonight. I've never had that. I've seen it in the store. Degrubs, do you like the larceny? Is it any good? Any good? Blade Mouth 5 saying lights out on doubling. Nice job, offer. Your dad's GF is saying hell yes. Pearson 1 saying larceny is okay. In my old fashioned, I had 1792, which has been one of the better ones I've had as of late. There's a nice 60 from the author. The Rascal had gotten a ton with his last one. Looks like he's going to back it up with another one here, though. Back-to-back tons for Red Rascals. He's out in front. We will focus back in for this final leg as the Red Rascal gets out in there. That could be a 95. It is a 95 for the author. He snuck that third one in there despite the blocker trying to be in the way.
What is that?
That's 42. That's what it is. Red Rascal asking the question, and it's going to leave himself on a bogey at 169. And the author is going to get to a finish first start, finding that treble 20. Oh, and see ya! That dart not enough to grip into the board for the author. He'll be left with 152. Rascal 169. He'll score 59, leave himself 110. But the author going to have the first shot at a finish, 152. It's off. It's going to be 41 scored for the author, 111. Red Rascal requires one less, 110. Very much on. And he went for it with the second dart. So he missed just low, 25 left, one dart in hand. And he's going to find a 4.
Whoops.
21 remaining for Red Rascal after 79 scored. The author on 111. Or correction, 89 scored. Sorry about that. And the author gives the 111. Check out a run. Single 20. Found the treble 17, but inside on tops. And he leaves the Rascal. Red Rascal requires 21. First dart is outside, and I believe the second dart has found the 12. He had to check it himself, but it does look to be inside. So he is still looking to find himself a cleanup dart for an out. And he finds the treble 1, which leaves 6, the basement. The author, once again, on the Rascal's namesake. The last leg. Oh, that's inside and high into the 6, now to double 7. Just outside. And the third dart is inside, so both players a little bit messy here in the doubling portion. Rascal going after the basement. I think it's just low. That first dart was a little bit low to be used as a marker, couldn't deflect in, so he stays outside. And this time it's the author missing low with his first dart, but he gets the second one into the 3, looking for double 2. And that's just outside into the wire of that 17-2 corner. He'll be left with 4 remaining. And the Rascal will find the basement with the first dart. Game shot and the leg to Red Rascal, making it a 5-4 finish. Because, of course, it's FODL A, man. Everything's 5-4. It's so lame. It's so stupid. Everything's 5-4. Just chalk it up every time. Get it? Because everyone talks shit about FODL B that way. Everything's a tie. FODL A is boring. Everything's 5-4. It's dumb. We're going to go to Red Rascal first. He is my man coming up from FODL B, representing, putting on a pretty good show this evening, especially in the cricket portion. Came out, obviously it's a 5-4 loss, but you came out and really imposed your will in that cricket portion. Talk to us about how you were feeling coming back into the FODL A division for the first time in a while, and what the mindset was and how the nerves were feeling getting back into the top division.
Yeah. Well, first off, shout out to my boy Rich, who last time he played, he lost 9-0, but he threw left-handed. So I thought it was only fair if I threw left-handed tonight, and that's why my darts were going in weird sideways in the board. And so kudos to Rich. He didn't quite beat me as badly as I beat him when he threw left-handed, but getting 5 legs off a left-handed Rascal is pretty good. So. No, there's no pressure on me right now. I mean, I think everyone expects me to go to B, so my mindset is come in and make people pay for underestimating me and just kind of have fun and win as many legs as I can. I mean, if you told me I could win 4 legs off Rich, I absolutely would sign up for that. And just being able to throw with my buddy again is a lot of fun. So I had a lot of fun tonight. My darts weren't really there. It was really kind of all over the place outside of cricket. And cricket, sometimes – My mindset with the bull race is, look, I'm probably not going to hit as many bulls as I need to go points up. But if I can put a little bit more pressure on them by closing out everything, it's kind of a self-fulfilling prophecy on their end. And that probably won't work against, the top-tier players. Not that Author isn't a top-tier player, but I think, that kind of worked out in my favor tonight.
Yeah, and I know that there is a little bit of a running joke here with you coming up into the A division, and I think it's just based on the numbers where, looking at it, you were in 24th position at the end of last season or in that area for 501 average, so I think that's where it comes from. But really, because, I know this just from knowing the numbers myself, I finished 13th, but I was at 52. Our averages are only off by 3 points. And so all said and done, that's not a huge spread necessarily. But at the same time, in cricket last season, you played outstanding with the 11th best average in cricket. And while, yes, we're weighted more heavily in 501 just because there's more legs, there is something to be said about being able to compete and win potentially 2 cricket legs every week because, as the criminal will tell you, because he loves the excuses, that's the reason he got relegated, because everyone threw so much higher in cricket against him. So talk to us about how much confidence you have in your cricket game and how being able to ride some of that momentum into 501, knowing that I can at least get 1 or 2 in cricket, so it's not going to be a complete necessarily shit show once we get to 501.
I mean, I think you really nailed it on the head there, Radar. It's going up 2-0 feels a lot better. I think if we played cricket at the end, it would be a lot less if I won my 2 legs of cricket at the end. I wouldn't feel as good. But going up 2-0 kind of takes the pressure off. And even when Rich came back in 501 and won 3 legs in a row, when I won that 6th leg, it really made me feel good. I'm like, all right, we're tied up again. It's 0 slate, so or clean slate. So, certainly having the confidence in cricket helps. And I just think, if I don't with the bull race in that first leg of cricket, I probably don't have the confidence to go on and win that 2nd leg. And I think there's something to that. So while we all know the real reason that Krim went down to B is because he just wasn't confident enough. I think, certainly if you're losing your cricket matches, you got to claw back out of that hole. And we've seen people do that. Obviously, King Raj did it in the finals against Surge in an amazing match. And so it's certainly something you got to consider. But I was really lucky and really happy, and I kind of felt like after I won those 2 legs of cricket, I was playing with house money and I was throwing pretty loose. So, I didn't really practice a lot in the off season, mainly because I just had a lot of real life stuff going on. So I think once I am able to start throwing again, I'm about to get a new office at work where I'll have my own space where I can hang up a dartboard, and being able to throw every day, I think will make a big difference. But really, for me, it's so far my rise up to A has been all about my mindset. And speaking of my mindset, if you want to learn about it, listen to the podcast and I'll tell you about it in Rascal's Remedies, or maybe I'll read an email that I write to myself because I just lost $1 to myself.
Yeah, and that is talked about, in the post-game interviews on Tuesday night. King Raj talked about how he treats cricket as a practice and warm-up for 501, but in the end, those 2 cricket legs are worth the same amount as 2 501 legs. So they're all points on the board for you. Rascal, looking forward into next week, you're going to be in the thick of things. Obviously, a lot of 5-4 victories. The only one that wasn't 5-4 in FODL A in the first week was Surgeon losing to Degrubs 6-3. So you're certainly right there in the thick of things. And you are going to have the train on the docket for Game Week 2. What's the game plan to get ready for that one?
Just have a lot of fun throwing with one of the coolest dudes in FODL. And I'm just stoked, man. I love that guy. He's so cool. He's like the best part of Canada, where like King Raj like the worst. I'm just kidding, King Raj. But I'm just kidding, King Raj. I'm gonna pay for that one later this season probably. But I'm excited to throw with him, and it's gonna be a good time. And I think the last time I played train, I got destroyed 7-1 or 8-2 or something. So I'm excited to come in with a little bit better mindset this time. I don't know if it'll make much difference in the darts, but hey, that's what we play the matches for. And you talked about the statistics earlier, and I think the only difference between you and I statistic-wise is if you win the games, that's all that matters in our league. I got promoted based off of my win percentage, my total legs won, and all I can do is just keep trying to win and not worry about the stats. Win, baby.
You play to win the game. I don't care who you play. Red Rascal, congratulations. Able to pick off 4 tonight against the author. And again, in the real life stuff, congratulations. I think your proposal got accepted, so congrats on buying the house.
I bought a house, so what's exciting?
So that's very exciting. We know that it's going to have
for darts with room for 2 Akis, which I'm really excited about, having 2 boards. I won't have to rotate as much. I'll just switch lanes.
Yeah, that and you won't have to have a stupid plaster walls where your board is going to fall out of the wall at any point. But Rascal, again, appreciate the work you do.
I'm so excited to have drywall.
on the podcast, and congratulations tonight. And good luck the rest of the way.
Great cast radar. Hey, great throwing, Rich. You're lethal on those double 20s.
Thanks, man. Hey, great match, Rascal.
You hear me because you're caught.
Pitts 2 upset that I'm calling him out for being last place in FODL A right now. Well,
come on, you got 5 stars on your tag. Get out of here.
I don't know, surgeons suck less, and you won't be in last. That's all I have to say. Going over to the author. Author, you were able to secure a 5-4 victory despite losing both legs of cricket. Talk to us about how you were able to dig yourself out of that hole when Red Rascal announced himself with a pretty good amount of authority there coming up back to FODL A.
Dead right, man. I came into this, so it seems to me, based on interviews, that it's been a theme that people are really taking the off season very seriously. They're taking the off season off. So I did the same. I have really not thrown very much at all, and so I was quite convinced that that Rascal was going to just absolutely mop the floor with me this evening, and when I go up the way I did in the first leg of cricket, I mean, I thought that thing was done. I threw at bull for 45 minutes. I threw at just bull, and when I went in and it went into 25 on the cork, I was like, okay, I've got bull nailed down, no problem. And then in that first freaking leg, I just couldn't get it done, and he all of a sudden comes back and makes it a bull. I was shocked. I don't know. I was rather dejected, but in the past, people have said that I throw rather quickly, and I'm not entirely certain that's been to my advantage. And so going into 501, I really kind of focused on slowing down and follow through, like finish each throw and then reach for the next dart. And then, it just kind of slow down. And I think it really sort of worked to my advantage in terms of just keep it, in terms of scoring and just keeping my darts straight. So, it was just not getting, I said I got kind of dejected after those first 2 legs, but in the long run, just kind of keeping my head in a good spot and just telling myself to slow down, worked out for me.
Yeah, it did, especially once we got to 501. We saw some pretty good scoring from you, but the real difference was the doubling. Kind of similar to that second match with Cali Kid. Yes, he scored better than the Lush, and I would say tonight overall you scored better than Red Rascal. But the real key for you was not giving him the opportunity to come back by bottling a handful of doubles, and doubles were pretty good strength for you, specifically the double 20 and double 10. So you said you took a lot of time off. Do you think that mental reset was able to kind of clear everything out where, for myself, I kind of went the other way in the offseason where I've been playing a pretty good amount, and I feel like I've gone the other way where now I'm just a little frustrated with my own throw. So finding the doubles, as we saw in my match against FODL when I was up 4-0 and then I fucking tied because I suck. Do you think that worked to your advantage, having a clean slate?
I'm sorry. I'm looking at my dog is like hacking up a lung over here for some reason. Like,
have you tried hitting it?
Honest to God, well, at the most critical point of my game, my daughter starts like screaming her lungs out. I mean, have I tried hitting her? No, but maybe I ought to. In any case, serious. I adore my daughter. I would never lay a finger on her. But
unless you messed up my darts game.
We know. And I hope that Mrs. DeOffer is not watching this cast.
Somebody clip that and blackmail Rich.
She can hear. I mean, our place is small. She can hear me anywhere I am.
Yeah, I'm talking about sending it to your daughter in the future.
It would be hilarious. Actually, yeah, clip this. So anyway, what was the
Nightingale's in the chat. Oh, this is the best thing ever.
Anyway, So was it the mental reset? Was that beneficial for me? Maybe. I'm not entirely certain. Actually, what I find, what did she say?
She said, "Excuse me," and then I said, "I don't know if she's in the," because I had said, "I don't know if she's listening or in the chat," and she said, "Oh, I am." Do we need to call somebody for help? Do you offer blink twice if you need help?
In any case, it may have. I'm not sure if the reset helps or not. What I do find is, and a lot of people talk about kind of throwing their arm out. I actually find myself to be kind of in my prime. If it takes me a couple hours to get really good and warm, which, in the summer when I'm not teaching is rather an easy thing to do. During the school year, it's not so much. Tonight, I happened to get lucky, and I was home early, and I was able to really put some time in on the board and get my arm nice and warm. And I think that was really where my doubles came in. I focused on throwing at doubles for a good portion of the evening, and so I think that was more beneficial than the mental reset. I actually find when there's no darts, I'm not as excited about playing. I don't just get up and play. But when there's pro darts on and when there's FODL on, man, I get motivated because I look at everybody else in our league and I go, shit, I got to keep up with these guys, and I get motivated to play. When I look at the pros, I'm like, this game is just so fun, and I get motivated to play. And so I don't know that that time off and those mental resets are really any good for me. Well,
Congo Darts is saying D-Offer is on D-Couch tonight.
That's true.
But looking forward into next week. I know you're looking forward to next week's match because you've got your former roommate, my former roommate, the new Lord of the Dance, the Jig, on the schedule. So what are you looking forward to out of that match?
I am looking forward to playing one of the best friends that I have in this entire world.